stoked to be here, dude.
Well, I'm stoked to have you. It's going to be a good stream. I can feel it. We've been talking about this all week. We're super excited for this. Yeah, John, exactly. Look at this amazing human right here. Thank you for the spam and love. Look at that love down there. Awesome. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. Whoa, what happened? I just hit something and my whole screen just went to my screensaver. That was weird.
It's all good.
Alrighty, here. Let's see here. I see a lot of people saying that where they're from. I just gonna quickly gotta show my Canadian pride. Ontario, BC, Ontario. Welcome back, B. Ontario, BC. I was playing in a phone booth in 2009. A phone booth. A photo booth, a photo booth, a phone booth. I was like, huh? Damn, 2009 is a bit. Was a freshman in high school. Oh, okay. Welcome in the boy, the man, legend, exactly. Well, welcome into everyone. He's the man who has listened to my life story countless times. There's yeah, really. Well, guess what, Eleanor? Today we're gonna flip the script and we're gonna listen to his life story today. And starting off with quick questions. So, Jony, we have this game. It's called Quick Question on this show. And maybe you've never been here, and maybe you're just like, what the heck is a quick question? Well, I'm going to run an intro for you so you know what we're doing here. And that intro is going to run right now. Enjoy the intro. So, with quick questions, there is 3 rules to quick questions. The first one's quite simple. There's going to be 10 questions. The second one is that the guest, you, are going to have 60 seconds to answer every question. And for every 5 seconds that's left on the clock at the very end, the viewers are going to be gifted 1 sub each. So, Jony, there's not too much of like a push on you for like getting everything right. I mean, at the end of the day, you could go 2 minutes for all I care, but the chat might not appreciate that. So no pressure. I'm just saying.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Okay. I heard the little stutter there. Like,
I know.
I don't care. He can take his time. See, Damien, that's why we like you hanging out here. You're so nice. There's so much production in this. This is sick. Thank you, Sterling. I appreciate it. I really do. If you like production, I would really highly invite you to come and see our production of Who Are You on November 9th. If you think this is nothing compared to Who Are You, I'd love to see you there if you have the time on November 9th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard. So, quick questions. I have my questions ready. Jony, my question for you is, are you ready to play quick questions?
Yes. Sorry, I needed a second. Yes.
Okay. No, hey, take all the time you need. That's all good. By the way, we have 2 hydrates too before we go. Why don't we just hydrate? Get hydrated.
Oh man, I'm like
take 1.
Traumatized from hydrates.
2. Yeah, Meg's here, so yeah. Likely gonna continue on here. We're gonna be drowning by the point of the break here.
Oh man.
So. Yeah, we tend to drown, Jony.
Oh yeah.
Well, please don't drown us. I will say we will have to put a backlog on hydrates though if we have too many. Just to get through the show. I appreciate you trying to drown us and keeping us hydrated, but if your chat doesn't drown you or you even do it right, sorry, I'm a drinker, but I'll stop. It's okay, Mag. You have your place here. You have your little spot in this chat, and it's perfect. We are happy you're here. So, chat. If you're ready, I need you to spam that love for me. Jony, you said you're ready, is that right?
Yes, I'm ready now. All
right, I'm going to start the first question. When you finish up your question, I will continue on to the next question until we have gone through all 10. I see a couple hearts in that chat. Thank you for that. All right, we're going to start right about this is my favorite thing to do. All right, for real now. We're going to start right now. What is your favorite word?
Darling.
What is your favorite food?
Hamburgers.
What is your favorite drink?
Seltzer. Oh yeah.
What is your favorite number?
4.
What is your favorite movie?
Oh no. I prepared this question because I knew that one day in my life I'll be asked it again. About Time. Love that movie.
What is your favorite influencer celebrity?
Oh my god, I follow so many people. I've been spending probably someone that I follow on TikTok. Honestly, actually Doja Cat.
What is a favorite vacation that you've ever taken?
Oh no. New Zealand.
What is a favorite animal?
Dogs.
What is your favorite season?
Spring.
And what is your favorite gift that you've ever received?
Oh no. I don't know. Favorite gift. Oh man. Oh, this is so tough because I don't know, and I feel like as soon as I say this, like 10 minutes later, I want to think of a better one. I'm just gonna think of a really good gift. Uh, the tickets to a Khalid concert.
Okay, okay. So the time has gone.
It's just, yeah, I
I
figured
said
at
two
that
minutes.
point.
I said 2 minutes, and you said sounds good.
I know. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. And I will say, but if anyone is sitting in the audience and you're like, maybe I'm coming on connections, or maybe you're doing some lurking here. I know there's in the past guests sit here and lurk and they try and pick apart quick questions, just try and see if they can beat me on this. And it's possible. It's definitely possible. I think the max I think we've got out is 4 one stream. Bank account was screaming that day. But I will say is for quick questions, favorites usually is the first thing that you're gonna pop in your head. It's really not gonna be the actual favorites. Usually, a lot of times you can switch it after, which is okay. It's totally fine. It's sometimes funny to see people throw in totally random words. However, there is no wrong way to play quick questions, so don't worry. It's all good. Chat still loves you, right, chat? Throw some send loves there. Spam that love. And also, chat, there's also going to be a giveaway at the middle of the stream when we do two choose one lie. So, I mean, see, look at that. Chat loves you. You're fine. It's all good. We're chilling. They're still here. We're good. All right. So now we're going to just dissect them as we do every quick questions to see all the answers you had here and dissect them. I saw some people dissecting your answers. Sterling and Eleanor. What did I say? We'll keep your sentences short. Yeah, really. Exactly. So we are going to dissect these one by one. So your favorite word you said was darling. So what makes darling the favorite word? That's an interesting word for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked this question because it's like somewhat like relevant in like the last a couple of months of my life. Not like there's such a deep story behind it, but someone came into my stream a couple of months ago and their first message was, "What's your favorite word?" And I was like, "I have no idea." And I spent like basically like maybe 3 weeks or like a month, like just like every single day, like I just randomly remember, I'm like, wait, I still have not found what my favorite word is. And then I believe, honestly, it may have been you, Sterling, who like used it in chat. And then I was like, I love that word. Like it just has like an endearing tone to it that is just like nice. Like I know we're like sometimes when things like we're thinking about different like pet names or nicknames that like some of them can sound condescending in the wrong context, but like and darling obviously can in its own place, but there's just something so nice when someone uses it in a sincere way and they like call you darling like in the heartfelt way in a positive tone. It hits different.
It does. I mean, I'm just thinking of like elder ladies that like say to me in like my job and stuff like that. And be like, "Thanks, darling." I'm like, "You're so welcome. I would die for you."
Absolutely.
Going on to the next one here. It's a great word. Going on to the next one. Favorite food you said was hamburger.
Yeah. This one is like, okay, so so lately I've been like making my own kind of food on the go, but I've been spending a little bit less time cooking in the sense of I've been making the same thing repeatedly and things that are kind of like quick. I've loved burgers for like the longest time. I think they're just such a well-rounded food. They really just give me everything I need. I love, there's so many different, like the buns have their own characteristics that can make them really good or maybe not as great. The patties, they vary place to place. Like and then just the variety in what you could put in them, like the toppings. They just basically, you can have so many different types of burgers and you can go to so many different places and like a lot of them may claim to have like the world's best burger, but like so many places can just have incredible burgers and it could all be very different. And I've tried so many in my lifetime. And then at home, like I've been saying, with my quick meals, I have just found that I have been like slowly like perfecting my like quick version of making a burger at home. So I've been probably having a burger like every other day for like a couple of months now. And it's just like chef's kiss. I really like I don't get tired of them. I've learned because I've been making them so often that I just don't get tired of them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Sada, I agree. This dude's selling burgers so damn well. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm hungry. However, you said that a lot of people say that they have the best burger and everything. What do you claim is the best burger?
Oh, this is tough because I don't even know. So there's actually, it's funny because this kind of goes to my answer to another question later that I'm assuming is going to be asked if we're going through all the ones that I said. But like in New Zealand, I went to a place called Ferg Burger,
Hmm.
that was like I had probably the largest burger I've ever had. So I've seen photos and it looks kind of exaggerated where it takes like two hands like don't even cover it. Like it's literally like the size of your
Massive.
face. And then like I showed up and it was like bigger than I thought it was gonna be. And it's one of those places that always has a line and like you may be discouraged to go because you're like, oh, like it has, it's always gonna take forever to get your food. And I waited in a line while I was there. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna. I'm from the U.S. It's a trip that I'm not gonna like leave without trying it while I'm there.
Yeah.
And I would if I feel like if I lived there, I would still go all the time. That burger was incredible. But as great as it was, I've also had like some incredible burgers in just so many other places. And like they're different styles, so it's kind of hard for me to compare them because some people like have special buns, and some places make their buns in a very particular way where they have like a nice texture or they have a nice glaze, or maybe the bun is made out of something different that still kind of hits the spot. And then other places have different patties where like the patty is what shines, or maybe it's everything else that shines within the burger. There's a place called Jackson Hole. I think there are a couple of them, but there's one in New York City. And they have their patties. I think their meat is supposed to be like really like good qualities. Like they claim like they have like this fresh ground beef, but their patties are like this thick, and like they always hit. Their burgers are. I've never had a burger from there that was bad, and I've been there probably like over 60 times at least in my life. So I can't even pick. I've just had some really great burgers.
I'm so hungry now. I've like that description put me in a food coma. Okay, I need something to wash it down. What's the favorite drink again? Seltzer, you said?
Yeah.
All right, so why seltzer? I saw that on your desk there. I was a little bit interested to hear
Yeah,
why though.
that's a good question. So I love seltzer so much. I used to drink like Coca-Cola all the time, like growing up. Like it was just, because it tastes great. Like I still think it tastes great. But like one year, I think I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try to switch to a different beverage as my go-to, like when I'm just hanging around. And then also I have my family, a family from Argentina, and over there, like seltzer is basically like water. Like everyone has like their seltzer bottles in their fridge, but it's the same way, the same style as you'd like picture like a milkman with like milk bottles that like they drop them off, and then like you have your milk and then you leave the bottles out and they come pick them up. They
That's
do
kind
the
of cool.
same thing with like the spray seltzer there. So like it's very common to have seltzer there. So I basically switched to seltzer, and I've been drinking it like for I don't know how many years now, but it's been like my go-to beverage for a very long time. I have a soda stream as well as just bulk Costco seltzer bottles. And yeah, even if you look at, I mean, like I have just my recycling bin of just crushed seltzer bottles in here.
Hey, at
I'm
least you're
always drinking
recycling. That's
seltzer.
good. That's good. At least you're recycling.
Yep, yep. So yeah.
I actually miss this one. By the way, thank you. Before we go into the next one, Balthazar, thank you for giving Ken a tier one. Ken, welcome in. What's up? Good to see you. Also, thank you for the shout out multi to Ken. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, this is my co-host on Who Are You? Go follow him. Lovely dude. Ken, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And your favorite spoon, thank you. What's it called? I want to follow, but I don't want to interrupt. It's okay. I've actually turned off the alerts. I usually do before this even starts. I just told I'm cute as shit. It's true, Ken. You are. I usually turn off the follow alerts before, just so we don't get that pop out. I do appreciate it, favorite. You're too sweet. Thank you for the follow as well. Um, yeah, it's all good. If you need to interrupt, that's all good. It's not a worries. There's certain commands that are there for you to interrupt with. It's just part of the show. It's just people are gonna have to get used to it, you know. But thank you for the follow there, Spoon. Question day, by the way, is actually no, you said it already. You actually said it already. I saw this. You said violence, Trump and Obama. New York. All right, and then you said your favorite number. I actually missed this one.
Oh yeah. This one. So I said four.
Okay.
Really, I think my only reason for four being my favorite number is I think it was just like my sister's favorite number when I was younger. So I have an older sister. And I think it was just her favorite number, and I was like, that's our favorite number now. And I never changed it. It's just always been four.
Okay. Yeah, sibling things, right?
Yeah.
You said favorite movie was About Time.
Yeah.
You said
Oh my
you said
God.
you seemed flustered over that one.
Yes, because that movie just hits. So there are like, this question is a question that throughout my life I'm expecting my answer to change. Obviously, I'll see different
Of
movies and I'll
course.
get into different like moods or zones. But the movie About Time is just, it's, I don't- like it just, it's like, kind of emotional. It just has to do with like your relationships with like the people around you, relationships with family. It's got a whole like father son thing in it that like I just like it's just I think the acting's good. The movie, I never get like bored during the movie, and every time I watch it, like I definitely feel like tingly on the inside of like, am I gonna cry right now? Like I don't know,
Uh,
but in a really good way. Like I don't know. It just I love that movie.
okay, you sold me on it.
Yeah.
Favorite influencer or celebrity? You said Doja Cat.
I did say Doja Cat. I think I mean one music wise, I love her music. I think her last album, Planet Her, just zero skips, which is great. And then I think her albums before then also have just been really good. But I think I don't know, depending on what like side of the internet you're on, you may come across different videos of Doja Cat performing like other songs in the past. When Say So was really big for yeah, a while, where like there were memes about how like she would just constantly perform the same song over like they would just kind of make her perform the same song over and over again to the point where she even tweeted like I'm sick of performing Say So too guys, like I know, trust me. But if you actually like when you look into it, there she's probably performed the same song like in like I don't even know how many different ways. I've seen so many different versions of a performance for the same song where every single performance I was like, "Oh my god, wait, this is so different than like any of the other ones I've seen." And like she's doing this so well. And I think she's just been I think she's an incredible performer. Her music, like I said, hits. And she's also just like hilarious on the internet. Whenever if she's ever like she streams on Twitch sometimes.
I never knew
And
that.
yeah, she plays like GTA. She played Little Nightmares. I think she plays. If the game that she's played the most has probably been GTA, but she's just like her personality is like hilarious, and at least like the personality that she like gives out, online. Because I obviously do not know her, but she just like her humor is just very funny. She seems to be kind of on the same level as at least like the humor I would say like on TikTok, maybe on Twitter. Like she's
Mhm.
definitely in tune with you know the current meta, different memes, and she plays it I think really really well. Lil Nas X is definitely another person who I feel like is at like a crazy level as well. Honestly would have just picked one of the two, but Doja Cat is just I would not I'm cool with sticking with that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Lil Nas X has an amazing marketing skills.
Oh
Amazing,
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
unmatched. Yeah,
Hmm.
very very jealous of his marketing kind of thought process. Favorite vacation you have taken? You said New Zealand.
Yeah. So I've taken a couple of like trips like throughout my life. I went to Argentina a lot growing up, just because like family trips, like that was a very normal thing for me. I haven't gone in a couple of years now though. But when I was in college, well, actually I guess this goes more for like high school. My dad, so I was taking Mandarin in high school, and my dad was like, "Hey, when you finish high school, like let's take a trip to China, to like celebrate, and you can also practice and stuff." And that kind of started like that was like the first trip that I'd taken with him just like alone where we just went to a place to like explore. And I thought that trip was incredible. I honestly could have said that too. I really just picked one of like the trips that I took with my dad. New
Mhm.
Zealand was the latest of them, so that's probably why I selected it. But so that led to us eventually going to New Zealand, where we started in like the northern part and we drove our way down, and then we took like a small flight, and then we drove through the southern part, and it was just beautiful. The landscape, like it felt very natural in a way. I feel like a lot of the everything most of the trip we were in kind of a what seemed like a natural area because we spent a lot of time driving obviously, and we did a lot of hikes as well. And the people there were super kind. I saw things that I hadn't seen in any of the other places. I haven't been to too many places across the world. It's probably been like six, like six different whatever main countries.
Mhm.
But that trip was just like a blast. There's so many things from that trip that I probably would am forgetting that I've even done until I start seeing photos or like memories come up. And I'm like, oh my God, wait, that was so cool. I can't believe I've done that. There was one part of that trip where we went to this like glowworm cave where you are in this cave and there are these little worms that like are hanging through the ceiling and they glow in the dark. So like it takes a little bit for your eyes to adjust once you go in, but like it kind of gives off like do you remember like the Avatar the movie, not the Last
Yes.
Airbender one, but yeah, so like that whole blue purpley glow energy that kind of like that theme that they have through the movie, that's
Yeah.
what the inside of those caves felt like. And recently on like my I have an extension on my computer where like whenever I open a new tab it shows like a random image from like a place in the world, and like I saw an image of like that cave and I was like, oh my God, wait, I was there, and like it felt so cool.
That's really
But
cool.
yeah, New Zealand
Oh,
was
good.
dope.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm at 17 countries at the same time. Yeah, no, I'm gonna probably go with maybe not. Um, excuse me. Um, Favorite animal? Actually, the next three I actually didn't get the answer for because I was too busy laughing at you stressing out over the time going down. But your favorite animal? What did you say for that one?
I think I ended up defaulting to dogs. I think
Okay.
there are other ones. Otters I also really like. I've recently been
Sea
watching videos of
dogs.
otters and they've been very, very cute. Yeah. But I also love dogs, so I'm happy with that one too.
Okay. Favorite season?
Favorite season, I think what did I say? Spring? Yeah, sorry. I like sometimes it changes. But right now I'd say spring. I feel like I
I don't
maybe
know.
should have
I
said
think
like autumn
after
at
the
this
show, you're
point.
bonded to it, so you better change. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
You're not allowed to change your answer ever again for any of these. Your
I gotta
favorite
like
movie is
six.
going to
I
be
have to
about time for the
memorize it.
rest of your life. Deal with it.
My God.
Hope you don't drink
No,
anything
for
but seltzer water because that's what's sticking with.
yeah, that's the only one that I would be like, fine, fair enough. Um, but yeah, so spring, I think I said it because so I mean, I do love the autumn. I love the vibes from right now. And then I also love the beginning of winter. I think that once, at least like in the part of the world that I live in, like the end of winter kind of takes a long time. There's a lot of time of just like cold and potential snow, and then like you kind of there's enough time to get over it, and then spring kind of comes around and you get excited for like summer and you're just like, oh my goodness, I could be outside for the first time. And I do love going outside. Like I don't do it as often as I should, but like when I'm actually outside and like there's like sun on me, and even if especially if it's a little bit like brisk out, I feel like just very reminded of like, oh my goodness, like I don't know why I don't do this more often. And I think that after being inside for the winter for a long time, and you finally start to get like that dose of sunlight again, and being outside in like short sleeves but with a nice chill or maybe just a hoodie, which the same could kind of apply to fall, but you've already been outside for the whole summer. I really do. That's probably why I like spring the most. There's like anticipation for being outside more. Also, I guess my birthday's in the spring, so that works too.
Probably a good point of it. That's fair. Balthazar, that's so cool. I just read that too when you're saying it. I was once in three countries at once: Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. It's like I guess it's like the border, like right there. That's pretty. That's really cool. Um. Oh, I see it, Tiggs. I see that question. Don't worry, we'll get there. And then the favorite gift you've ever received. I didn't hear this one, but this is usually my favorite answer usually. So I'm interested to hear.
Yeah. So for this one, I said tickets to a Khalid concert.
That's right.
I haven't. Yeah, this one was. I feel like there are again others that I could probably name because there's so many just like great ones. This one though, it was one from a couple of, years ago. It was from my sister. And I mean, I'm still a big Khalid fan. When he was releasing a lot of music early on, I was like obsessed. It was just on repeat, just his albums nonstop. And I love experiences. Like I also like I any gift I get, like I'm always like, oh my goodness, someone thought of me, which is mind blowing
Mhm.
sometimes. Like just for like you forget sometimes when you're like in the zone and always moving around. But the tickets were like nice because like it was something my sister like recognized this. I know like she saved up a little bit to get them. Like there were multiple parts kind of to it, to more than making them more than just like tickets. But that was just like a really nice gesture from her, and like she's like one of my best friends, so it's nice to kind of get that from someone you're close to.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet. Well,
Yeah.
that is quick questions. That is all 10 questions. We've gone through them and dissected them all throughout that. Unfortunately, we haven't left with any subs, but that's okay. We're gonna be playing for some things in a little bit when we play Two Truths One Lie in probably about 30 minutes or so. So make sure you stick around. Addie, what's up? How's it going? Welcome, Addie. Thank you. And Aaron, what's up, Aaron? How's it going? We gotta hydrate from Aaron, by the way. We just gotta grab that seltzer of yours.
Do it.
Appreciate that. Aaron, welcome in. Good to see you. It's been a minute. Look at us, Aaron. Look at us. Addie says, "Lol, what's up, my bro, dude skis?" I only said broskis on like reaction. By the way, Addie and Aaron, my two A friends. That sounded weird. Who would have thought, huh? Um, was we have a question of the day, by the way. We need to know about okay, Tiggs, just pump the brakes. Let's go. We have a question of the day. The question of the day is, what is something that your country is known for? Bonus points for being creative, by the way. Bonus, just so you know. Um, so we do have a question from the chat, and if anyone else wants to throw in a question, feel free to now if you'd like to. We are done our thing. This is probably the perfect time to do it. Okay, all right, sit down, mods, sit down. What's it called? They're like, I want. Okay, so the first question. This is the community question. This every guest has not gone out this stream without this question being asked, and you are not going to be any different, my friend. And the question is, toilet paper over or under?
Oh, I also had this. I had to debate someone on this recently, and I looked up my evidence to support my claim, so I feel good about my answer.
Okay.
Over. And the reason, yeah.
Everyone sit
And
down, sit down. Everyone calm down. Everyone breathe. We have a normal one.
yeah.
Okay, so what is your evidence? I'm interested now. Now I'm really interested because
Yeah.
I got to use it as backup now.
Yeah, so you mean like the role, like having it go over versus
Correct.
under, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
So apparently, like, okay, so again, when I say I have evidence, like this is just like me like looking up like two articles on the internet, so everything with a grain of salt. But this works for me to feel like I won in that conversation. It's I think like they claim that like when it's rolled under, there's more of a chance of the toilet paper touching like the wall and also like other like bacteria getting onto the toilet paper, and there's also something about like the way that you tear the toilet paper when it's rolled under versus over, and over just apparently was like slightly cleaner or more hygienic in a way. That's what two random websites on the internet said to me. So while neither are extremely harmful, I'm going to stick with my answer.
Dr. Google, we love it. Well, I mean, that is in our chat. This is the right answer. If you scroll down to my about section, you will see in through all my things that I talk about a little bit about me as I say toilet paper over. So you are good. You were saying y'all use toilet paper. Aaron, I don't even want to know. Meg, thanks for putting the pitchforks away. We'll save it for next Tuesday. All right, just in case. We might not need it next Tuesday, but we'll see. We also have this question has grown legs over the past 30 some episodes that we've had. So this question actually does go deeper. We find out a lot about a person through how they use their toilet paper. So the next question is, when you wipe, maybe a bad way to start that. Do you scrunch or do you fold your toilet paper?
I fold my toilet paper. I already knew that answer there. I didn't know what the question was going to be. When you said scrunch, I was like, oh no, I definitely fold.
Okay.
I feel like I have more control over how much I'm using, and I can minimize the unused toilet paper usage. Like that kind of sounded weird, but you know what I mean, I think.
And also you save the chances of fingers going through places that they're not supposed to go through. So
Also, yeah, you have full control over the coverage there. Also, if you follow me, and we've never talked about this before, I'm sorry that you're hearing this right now. Okay, we're good.
All right, and if you're following him, we have a third question. When you wipe,
keeps going.
I can be like, hey Johnny, can you recommend this to show to your friends? Like another fucking chance.
It's about to tell my mom to tune in. No, we're good.
Yeah, really. When you wipe, is it front to back or back to front?
I hate that. Like, I need to like think about this, but I don't want to like physically, like, you know, like when sometimes you need to know like what number letter in the alphabet is, so you have to say the alphabet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not do that right now to figure out which one I do. I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like I can convince myself that I do either. It's like the same way. I don't know if I say orange or orange, because I feel like I say both. I just don't know when either comes out, so I have no idea. Can I say the potential of both? I don't stick to one system, to my knowledge.
Okay. All right. That's a new one here, but I will give that to you. That is fine. That is still an answer. It's still an answer. I'll give it to you. That's fine.
I appreciate it. Thanks. It's a lot of thinking for me.
because you said orange and orange. Yeah, that's what you said. We also have another one that came up actually last stream too, on the past Saturday, and it was do you say caramel or caramel?
Oh, I say caramel.
Okay.
I do say caramel. That one I know I say. I don't know which I should be saying, but I definitely say caramel.
I feel like you said the right one, because I think the other one just cuts off a second A, if you ask me. But that's, I don't know. maybe just me. I don't know. Yeah. Well, there you go. You passed the test of the of the toilet paper test. So you lived on to see another day. That's, or at least by chat's means. I have a couple
Amazing.
questions. Yeah, exactly. Chat, you've won back chat's love for maybe not winning the two choose or the quick questions, which is great. So we're back on a positive page for now.
Sweet.
Meg, pitchforks are away. You don't get to take them out
For
until
now.
next stream. All right. Team Carmel has not gained a new member. Really though, Santa. Um, so this is my question that I'm interested to see here is obviously,
Mhm.
as I said in the intro, you've been kind of content creating since 2009. However, what made you want to begin streaming? What made you want to hit that go live button?
Yeah, that's a good question. So again, like you mentioned, like I guess twice now, I've been on the internet for like a long time. Like I've been like recording myself and putting my face on the internet for a long time. So
Mhm.
I've always really enjoyed doing that. I think the reasons that I stopped were always like logistics at first, and then I just never picked it up again because I just let the thing stay quiet. But I had stopped uploading videos on my YouTube channel maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. It was when I went, I think, abroad, and my time difference was just very aggressive, and like I didn't have that much space. I didn't bring my camera or anything. My phone quality was not up to par of what like my YouTube video quality was like at the time. And so like I just kind of, my channel, I just let it sit, but I really did like I enjoy making videos. I really like being able to just create something like create like content or just have an idea and film it and put it together and edit it. I when I was younger, I thought that that's what I would be doing like full time as an adult. I was like, oh, I want to work on like movie editing or special effects. And then when I started working after graduating college, I would start watching Twitch streams, but like of Fortnite. I'd be playing Fortnite like on my like PS5 and PS5. I wish my PS4 after work, and I'd play with my friends. And then during work, like I noticed that different people have like streams up on their monitors because I code for a living, so everyone has a bunch of screens in the office. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna just pull up some Fortnite streams while I do this. And I was watching, I think like Courage JD play Fortnite a ton, and then I started watching some other people that he was playing with, and then I ended up watching like Twitch streams, like primarily Fortnite for a while. And then eventually I started like finding other people on Twitch in like other gaming categories. And then I eventually found just chatting. And then I hadn't had a PC yet. I was doing like all of my computer work outside of my job, even actually at my job at the time, was on like a MacBook. And so I was like, like this seems kind of like interesting, maybe something that I want to try. And I had done little bits of streaming before. I don't know if anyone here remembers YouNow, like a long time ago. But that was a website where I think it may still be live right now, but it's very different. Basically, there were like 6 categories on the site, or like 7 categories. And you would go in a category, you would queue up, and you would be there, and there'd be one person who's live with a minute timer and a thumbs up and a thumbs down, and there would be like a bunch of people in the queue waiting, and people in the chat vote like whether or not they want to give the person another minute. And if more votes win, if the thumbs up wins, then more it would stay on for another minute, and the time would reset, and it would go again for like every single minute. And I had done that a little bit, like after, or actually, this may have been at some point, like while I was still making YouTube videos. Also, that was my only experience really live streaming, and that was really fun because like there were certain days, some people go on and after a minute, like you get voted off, and that happened to me a bunch too. But then there were some days where I would go on and like I would be on for a while, and like there would be like 600 people in there, and I would like it would like I'm like, oh my god, and like it felt like that was like its own like world. But then I stopped doing that after a couple of weeks, and so like I kind of was like, ooh, I may want to try streaming again. But I also wanted to try gaming on PC, so I was like, maybe I can try streaming like me playing Fortnite on like PC or something once I get a PC and I start learning. So I finally just like committed to building a PC in I think November of 2019. And I had like planned it out. I picked out different parts that I wanted and that like fit my budget, and I finally put together the PC. I started playing Fortnite. I started learning, and then one day I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go live. Whatever happens, happens. And I went live, literally playing Fortnite for like an hour. And someone actually came in. Like one person came in, and they were really, really nice. They were like, "Hey, if you win this game, I'll give you a follow." And I did not win the game, and they still gave me a follow. And I was like, "Oh, okay, this is cool." And then after that, I think I stopped playing Fortnite like I just that was like my first stream on main computer that like can actually do it because a MacBook Pro was not from like maybe 5 years prior was not really going to cut it for Streamlabs for me. I started doing just chatting and like just to try it out. And I would stream for like 2 hours at night, like after work, after the gym, pretty often. And then people just kind of started showing up. I actually didn't. So I have, my Twitter account from my YouTube days. I have my YouTube channel that was just kind of like sitting there. I think it like grew more when I stopped uploading videos because of like 3 videos that I have on that channel that still kind of get some traction. And like I didn't use any of those to like tweet out or share my stream because I didn't know what I wanted to do on Twitch yet. As like I was kind of experimenting. Like I said, I played Fortnite the first time, and then I did just chatting the next. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let people find this stream as they will, and then eventually, when I feel like I'm in like a groove, then I'll start sharing it.
Hmm.
And then it's funny because it's like 2 years later now, almost the 2 year anniversary of this, and I still like have. I don't think I've ever actually tweeted out my stream. I think I've like been like in this beta mode for so long, but like I've been like consistently streaming now, and I'm on like all of my other socials, but I haven't really shared it with any of the other people there. But like I've been open about it when it came up, but I haven't actively like shared it, which I think I'm gonna start doing now because I feel like I'm in the I've reached the pattern where I'm streaming consistently. Yeah, it kind of came from just like me having the urge to do stuff on the internet again, like the way I used to. But it was just a different medium. It was the same format of content I was consuming at the time once I started watching streams. And I was like, I think this is how I want to start making the content online again instead of like the video format that I was doing before.
Okay.
Sorry, that was kind of long.
No, it's good. This show is up to your length of how you want to do. What do you want to do? What do you want to give me a short answer? You want to give me a long answer? I mean, by the end of it, we're getting all out of you. So just either way, you choose how we play this game. But I mean, you are the length of it, but it'll go on for. We'll get everything. Don't you worry. It's all good. A couple things I wanted to touch on. First off, you now, by the way, multi, write that down. That sounds like a great game show idea. What's called the. Like maybe if someone gets to 5 minutes, they get like $100. Maybe we'll see in the future. Co-hosted with by Jony. Maybe I'm just saying. Need to pick up the kid. See you again. Bye, Sneaky. By the way, Flem, what's up? Good to see you in here. How's it going? Balthazar, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. What's up? I need to leave. I have work early tomorrow. Have fun, everyone. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Thanks for throwing some funny comments into the chat today for us. And thank you for the gift of stuff for Ken. Have a great sleep, and we'll see you next time. And then all the other thing too is you talk about how you wanted editing to be your full-time job, and I don't know why it didn't work out because your editing skills are fantastic. I see exactly where I'm going with this. Should we show chat the edit that you've done for me?
If you want.
Okay,
you got it.
Of course I have it. Come on. What do you think? Is this some Slack job stream? Give me 1 sec here. Oh, I'm messing up the stream here. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh, seriously? Come on. Don't do this to me. I'm making a mess of everything. There we go. All right. Oh my goodness. I have so many things open right now. Give me one moment as I close up every single tab that I have open right now so that chat does not judge me. Hello, Iggy. Welcome in. Good to see you here. What's up, Iggy? Iggy, do you stream? I think you said something about it the other night when we were talking, but I can't remember if you didn't actually chat to me. You just texted everything, so I don't know. I didn't really see much of it. But do you stream? What's happening here? Why is these tabs not closing? Why is everything frozen over here?
Close. Okay. Usually on stream, things break more often than they work for me, so I feel that.
Exactly. Oh, it's because it wants feedback on their app. No, not right now. I'm a little busy right now, actually. All right, here. Let's move this over here. We'll move this down there. Do I want to empty my recycle bin? I mean, 2 gigabytes is a lot of garbage in the bin, but I'm right now. All right, here we go. We'll pop this video up. All right, and then we'll go to the very end here. I won't make you guys watch everything, and I won't make you suffer through that either. You guys turn over here. Make sure I don't go too. All right, I'm just gonna try and make sure it's at the part. Okay, so for those of you that know, I run a game show called Who Are You? It's a game show about human connection, and I've asked a lot of my streamer friends to give me like pieces for an intro, just to kind of build it up. You don't stream. Oh, Iggy, that's too bad. Well, Jony was one of the ones I asked, and you decided to go above and beyond and send me this. Enjoy.
Anyway, I hope these work out. Let me know if you want me to re-record. It won't take as long as time. Trust me. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
When I say I laughed so hard when this happened, it was the most like hard sideline that I've ever had. I did not expect this at all. It was really good. I was really impressed. 10 out of 10 editing. Could not. Yeah, no, there was. It's definitely best intro or outro was won by you in that category by far.
Thank you. Thank you. I felt like I needed to spice up the video a little bit. I repeated my dialogue a lot. I needed something different.
Well, spicy it was. Um, all right, here. Let's see here. I'm just gonna drag it. I gotta drag everything back here because if anyone wants to buy me a new monitor, that'd be great. I'm joking. Please don't. But I really could use a third monitor. I mean, I joked about it at first, but now I really could use a third monitor because I'm just moving things around all stream on. Alrighty, so the back to where we were at here. Couple more questions I have for you. What is the TLDR version, too long didn't read version of your life? From when we have little Jony, little even before 2009, the first memory of little Jony, up to the Jonysays that's sitting on this this podcast right now, connections with us.
Sure. So my, young me, probably one of my earliest memories, probably for traumatic reasons, was I had my fourth birthday party. I had a magician, and I was very excited, and he pulled me up to do a trick in front of everybody, and I peed myself, and it's all on camera. And that's probably the first memory I have for a multitude of reasons that maybe a therapist can help me with. And then fast forward, I started gymnastics about a year later, at 5 years old. I did gymnastics for a long time, did that through high school, uploaded YouTube videos when I was not in practice or in school. And then I went to college, studied computer science, and now I work as a software engineer and I stream at night.
Okay. Well, so if you're okay with it, I'm interested in talking about some of that first story. So what was it? Was it just like too much seltzer? Was it or Coke at that point? Because you said you're a big Coke drinker, or was it just being scared of the magician, or what was it?
Yeah, I think like I really had to. I think I just had to pee, and like I was like, when you're little, you just kind of jump around a little bit, and I think they thought I was just really excited, so like, oh, it was the perfect opportunity to like make everyone quiet down, pull them up, and like just like do a trick. And I, at some point, at least every time that my parents decide that it's a good time to rewatch the video, I'm just kind of dancing, and then I just stand still for a hot second, and then I just start crying. And they really decided that was a great time to continue filming for like 10 more minutes. So I get to relive that a lot. Maybe that's why it's like the first memory in the story.
Sure.
But overall it was okay. We're really covering the toilet humor today. We got the wiping and we got peeing, or all the bases. But yeah, that was basically how that went down. I think I was excited and also really had to go. Probably a lot of seltzer, like you said, or Coca-Cola.
Well, I mean, hey, I'm sure a lot of us have been there, or have been in similar situations where you're like, oh my god. So I mean, hey, it happens. It happens. It's terrible that your parents are big on getting content.
They don't want to let it go. They really don't.
Well, we can see where you get your content creation sides from. It's starting to understand a little bit now. This side of content, so that definitely makes sense. Yeah, we've already learned a lot about you so far in the first little bit. But is there any more secret hobbies or skills that you have that most people would not know about you?
Ooh. I don't know. I think I've been pretty open about, like, I've been consistent with like the 5 things that I do on my like week to week basis for the last couple of years. So I don't think there's any like secret things. I haven't like edited videos in a long time until like the last year or so. But like I used to edit like aggressively. Like I used to try a lot of really cool things. I would like make like 3D kind of not 3D animations, but I'd make like 3D models and I would like animate them like into my videos. I didn't end up uploading any of those online, but like I got very into that scene. And I feel like in school when I've edited stuff, people were kind of surprised at some of the stuff that I like threw in. But like now, like on the internet, usually editing is like a big part of it. So it's not like me knowing how to edit stuff is not like that much of a surprise here. So I don't think there's any like secret skills that I have. I think I've talked about it. Gymnastics was a thing that I did for a long, long time. But I like have talked about it so much, and it's like my background here. So yeah,
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
No, it's definitely a good one. It's definitely a good one for sure. Um, if you were given three things to make you happy, and they have to be materialistic things, they cannot be just
Oh,
like feelings, a pet, a person. What would these
hmm.
three? What would these three things be?
Oh man, the materialistic. That's an interesting constraint, but it's could work. Three things to make me happy. Could it be like something that I already like have, but I know that I would like choose if I had not had it?
For sure, it can be something you have. It can be something you don't have. The restriction is up to you on that side of
Yeah.
things.
Okay, cool. A honestly, like, a powerful computer, probably a camera, a highish quality camera, like even like phone quality camera.
Okay.
I would definitely pick. Obviously something nicer is always great, but I like the fact that I can like film or take pictures at any moment of stuff. And what's another materialistic thing that I would like? I feel like those cover the bases of what I like to do the most. Um, that I is it these things that like I can't live without, or just like things that like quote unquote, or just things that I would like to have if I can
Things,
pick these three things
three things that would make you happy. Three
that would make me
materialistic,
happy.
materialistic things that would make you happy. Yes.
Oh man. Uh, I don't want to like. I mean, I'm gonna stick in the same category. What I'm going for, probably just. Do I say like good headphones so I can just I because I love music. Either good headphones or good speakers. Something that would be able to. That's kind of materialistic. Definitely is actually.
Yeah.
Something that can like I can immerse myself in music that I listen to because filming stuff is for the camera. Listening to music, I can do in so many different environments where I can just close my eyes and kind of escape into that. And the computer, there's just endless.
Hey, it's definitely works. That's a good one. We're gonna do one more question here before we hit our break in the middle here,
Ooh.
and then we're gonna play two Choose One Line when we come back, and maybe give away some Amazon gift cards. I don't know. I'm just saying. Um, what is the peak and the pit of your streaming or content creating career?
That's also a really good question. Peak in the pit. Peak. I would like to think like right now. I think I'm the happiest with like everything that I have like that I'm doing right now. I think like in terms of I really love the streaming side of things. I'm in love with. I haven't had this kind of interaction with people in a very probably ever. I'm now like uploading videos to TikTok, so I get to still make videos, but I get to do them in like it's a certain like box of effort when you're uploading TikTok videos. It's like the jokes that you come up with, or the type of video that you come up with, how much you put into it, the style that you make it in. Like there's still a lot that goes into it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very different than the way that I upload videos on YouTube. In that I can make a lot more and I can get a lot of the ideas that I have that like I've probably thrown away because they don't fit YouTube's format that I can now do on like TikTok. So I think that's something that's been very freeing. So I think the peak I would say would be like right now, and then the pit. And I'll skip out of like I'll skip out of like the times like I wasn't really like active on the internet. But I'll say when I was still kind of active, I think it probably towards like the end of me like when I started to upload less on my YouTube channel, where I think I felt like I was like I had to make videos in order to keep up with like a consistent schedule to make like that work. But like I was also like very new to like being in like college and socializing, and I was like, ooh, this is what's drawing my attention right now. So I think that like I was putting less like effort. I was making videos more because I had to. I felt like I had to, than like when I was, still living at home and I had more like free time after school and stuff like that. Um, So like I think that's where that would probably be like my pit. I never really had too much of like a negative experience on the internet. I mean, when I was younger, on my YouTube channel with my sister, like there was one video that I remember that we uploaded that like got a lot of attention, but like it was just basically getting just like rolled by this like squad. It was kind of like getting follow botted on here, but
Mm,
like with just like comments on like that video, and I was like, oh, we were like surprised, but I think we were like too young to like realize that it wasn't a good thing because we're like, oh my god, all these people are watching our video. But they did like absolutely nuke it with like 1 star ratings at the time because it was like a 5 star thing.
mm-hmm.
Uh, that I guess wasn't. I maybe would have been worse if I had like registered that was happening. The comments were absurd, but overall, I would say nothing like beyond that has been like too bad for me, at least on the internet, which I'm very grateful for in terms of like content creation, at least.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think you brought back 2009 YouTube so fast with saying 5 stars and like 1 stars. That awakened a whole new like thing that was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently we have some hydrates. I see. So we're gonna hit some hydrates here. I think we got 2 here, and we're gonna hit a break after this. Thanks, chat, for keeping us hydrated. Appreciate ya. 1, 2 hydrates there. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peach, for the follow. Elusive Peach, what's up? How's it going? How's your day? By the way, we have a question of the day. We're gonna hit a break here, but we'll come and talk about your questions today. If you maybe haven't joined, and maybe you just joining in, our question of the day is: what is something that your country is known for? You can give as many or as few as you'd like. Maybe it's just one. Maybe it's 20.
You're doing great, Bren.
Thanks, Mag. Appreciate it. We're gonna hit a break here. We're gonna run some TikToks that I have, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna play 2 truths and 1 lie. And we might be doing 1 of 2 things. We might be even doing both. We might be giving away a VIP on this channel. We might also be giving away an Amazon gift card for $10. So be there. Make sure you're coming back after the break. Enjoy those TikToks, and we'll see you very, very soon. See you in a second here.
And that kicked me in the ass. And when like I lost her, I couldn't stop crying. Even now, I hate crying. But she was an amazing person. Like she would give me change to like go and help with her shopping. She would tell me all these stories of the war in London and stuff when she got evacuated. Like you could sit down and have a conversation with her for days on end. She was such a beautiful person.
What is a lesson in life that you had to find out the hard way?
One of my first kind of really serious online relationships. We spent a lot of time together, very condensed. Due to their home life, they had to take an abrupt exit from everything online. First it was like maybe every other day, which was like, that's a little weird. And then it became 3 days, 4 days, a week at a time. And I just had to sit with that giant question mark. And I got basically a 1 message heads up after not hearing from them about why things could not continue. And it was just a lot of external forces that caused some issues. All their social media has vanished. They're gone. And I haven't heard from them since. And sometimes you cannot get closure. Sometimes you just have to move on without knowing the answer.
If you could ask a single person 1 question and they had to answer truthfully, who would you ask and what would you ask? And they could be dead or alive.
I think I would ask my dad if he wanted to be around more. I feel like I wanted him around, but I never knew how to ask. I always kind of wondered that. And clearly being almost 30, it still kind of eats at me. But I do think about that a lot. I always wonder if he wanted to be around more and he just maybe didn't know how to, or like what was it there that happened? Because I think not only me, but I think my sisters needed him too. I think we needed him and he wasn't there, and I never understood why. And I don't even know, maybe he would say I don't know. And that's okay, but I think there would be some sort of answer that I could say, okay, I can accept this.
If you wrote a book about your life up to now, what would the final line say?
I think it would end with something along the lines of, and she was happy. I think the ultimate goal of life is to achieve happiness. I hope happiness for every single person. That is the ultimate goal. It just perfectly summarizes it. You just want to be happy in life. I don't have to be big and famous and be filthy rich. I just want to be happy. That's all I want. It's very simple, but I just want to be happy.
What is the best advice that you have ever received?
It was to prioritize myself. I was always worried about my friends, and eventually that took a toll on me. My therapist was like, you have to focus on yourself. At the end of the day, you can't help everyone as much as you want to, and you can't please everyone. So focus on yourself, really understand how you're feeling, and set your boundaries. You have to prioritize your well being.
What is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
You're the only person that can take care of yourself. Ultimately, you can ask others for help, and often you can get help, and that's wonderful. But when it comes down to it, you're brushing your own teeth every day, you're putting pants, you're the one taking care of yourself. You have to. If I want things to get done, I have to be the person looking for change.
What life-changing event have you experienced?
So I was with this person for just under 3 years, I think. But in that time, I basically completely isolated myself from my family, my friends. I was just like a typical, like very insecure teenager. I moved out just to be closer to this person. And this was a kind of like very controlling environment. Like they decided what I dressed, what I said. I couldn't swear because it wasn't ladylike. I couldn't buy protein powder because it would make me bulky. Developed an eating disorder. Didn't go to college for this person. It was a very, very controlling environment, and I moved in with this person when I was 18. And that was where I actually realized what kind of situation I was in. I think the worst part about it was because I had isolated myself so much, there are people that I lost because I didn't go spend time with them when I could. I was only allowed to be around that person, and that's it. You know, I lost my grandmother, and I lost someone who was basically a father to me during that time. And I think that's actually one of the things that created a turning point for me was when I lost that person, and the person that I was with told me that I just had to get over it. And I think mental abuse is something that's not talked about enough. I want people to know because I want people to be able to learn. If there is somebody in your life that is telling you how to dress and how to act and who to talk to and who to be around, that person is toxic and is not worth a moment of your time.
What is your biggest fear in life?
Regret. So I never want to put myself in a shoulda, woulda, coulda scenario. I want to know that I did my best in every scenario that I've ever been across. I want to know that if I thought I should be doing it, I did it. Even if I tried, who cares? I tried. If I failed, whatever, I tried. But I never want to regret not doing something. This is how I see it. You get born, there's that dash in the middle, and then you die. So it's all about, did you make your life worthwhile? Did you live to the fullest? Did you enjoy that moment? Because you got to remember, everything that you did, you don't take with you. Everything that you gained, you don't take with you. You got to understand that I got to enjoy what's here in the now. So absolutely, my biggest fear in this world will always be regret.
All right, we're back. How do you guys like those TikToks? What'd you think of them? What'd you think of them? I see something. We have some chats things here. Thanks, B, for the doing great, Brand. I appreciate that in the middle of the break. I giggled when I was in the middle of the break there. Yeah, make sure if you haven't already. Question of the day. Question of the day is, what is something your country is known for? Peach says, I have two nationalities, so I'd say hockey and Jesus statue. Jesus statue. So hockey, I'm gonna probably go to like Canada, but Jesus statue. You have to explain that one there, Peach. I'm interested. I'm interested. You got to give me some more details here. That's an interesting one though. I like that. The Jesus statue, Brazil. Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. That's probably it. That's big brain there. Sorry, I'm trying to move my windows around, and it's not just helping me do this. The Brazil. Okay, so people are saying Brazil. Okay, thanks, chat. You guys, let's go. Chat's coming back today. I love it. Hopefully we can carry this energy into Two Choose One Lie. I don't know how to answer the question of the day in a good way. I can't think of any good things to say. I mean, you don't have to say good things. Well, if it was just let us know what your country is known for. It wasn't meant to be good things. Yes, sorry, I'm multitasking. That's okay. This show, Peach, is meant to be lurked on, so don't worry. It is all good. No pressure at all. I mean, it's also open to interaction as well. By the way, I have a posture check. Check our postures here. Straighten up here as we start Two Truths, One Lie. Peach, don't go far. Don't go far. You're okay with your multitasking, but just don't go far because we're about to give out a $10 Amazon gift card if the chat gets the right false statement correct here. And maybe you're like, what are you talking about? Well, Two Truths, One Lie. Let's run the intro here. Give those intros for those people who love the quality of the stream. For Sterling here. There's three rules to it as well. The guest is going to provide 3 statements about themselves. 2 are a fact and 1 is a lie. The viewers are going to be able to guess the false statement by voting in a poll. If the viewers are correct, one of the viewers will get a prize. You must be in the Discord to claim, and subs will get 5 extra entries. If me, Brent, chooses the correct false statement, one of the viewers will be becoming a VIP on this channel today and choose by, I love the guest, Jonysays. So, Jony, I'm going to give you the floor and to let us know what is your 2 truths and a lie.
Okay, I'll try to say these with as straight of a face as I can.
We saw how quick questions went.
Okay, I know. It's gonna be tough out here. So the first one is I broke a bone when I was younger.
Okay.
My next one is I went to the first 4 VidCons. And the last one is I have done a giveaway during my content creation career.
Okay, I'm just writing them down here. Yeah. I'm just writing them down here just so I make sure I don't miss them either. And then, sorry, can you just repeat your last one more time for me?
Yes, I have done a giveaway. So like I have done one before. Okay. I've given something away in a contest or something.
All right, chat. Well, we're going to start up a 3-minute poll here. Multi's going to be setting that up for us right now. When that comes up, I need you guys to vote. Either number 1 is going to be that you broke a bone when you were younger, whether that you've been to the first 4 VidCons. Remember, the first 4. It's not just any 4. It's the first 4 VidCons. And that it is you have done a giveaway in your time of content creation. So I need you guys to help me out with this one. Chat, last stream, we had a little bit of an issue. I need you to redeem yourself today. Prove to me that you got this. I believe in you. I see a lot of people going for 2, which is the first 4 VidCons. I will say, we have learned from past guests that when a guest is too adamant about one thing or another, it gets a little bit dicey. It's very specific. That's right. It's very specific. 2 is because it's very specific. Exactly. However, broken a bone before. I mean, hey, personally, never broken a bone before. So maybe that's the lie. It's a good one. Very, very vague too, which is like maybe he's just throwing us the curveball in that way. We also have number 3, which is done a giveaway. Maybe, hey, I mean, I know a lot of content creators who've never done a giveaway. There's nowhere it says you have to. Thank you, Fat, for the follow as well. Appreciate it. Fat Boy Thin, actually, that's funny. That's a good one. I like that. I didn't read that properly at first. Welcome in. Good. Thanks for having me. Make sure you vote in the poll if you haven't already. By the way, Fat Boy Thin, if you haven't already, we have a question today, and it's what is your country known for? I'd love for you to let us know if you're able to. See a lot of people going for the first 4 VidCons as the cap. No one's seen broken bone yet. I don't know. I'm just saying, guys, it's very probable. I've met a lot of people that have said that they've never broken bone before. The first 4 VidCons is the second one, and number 3 is that you've done a giveaway. So make sure you guys have voted if you haven't already. Keep in mind, if chat gets the majority vote. And Pugs wasn't here last time, so I will say, Pugs is usually a good luck charm for these things. I will give Pugs that. So if Brent is right, I'm safe as a VIP, right? I'm just saying. Damien, welcome back. Quickly, go vote in the poll. Quick, Damien, go. Number 1 is he's broken bone before. Number 2 is that the first 4 VidCons he's been to. Or number 3 is that he's done a giveaway in the past in his content creation career. Make sure you go throw that out there. What did Donovan say? 4 4 was also his favorite number, so he might be subconsciously defaulted to saying 4. Oh, we're getting to some psychology. B says big brain, and B is in psychology, so like in studying it. So like maybe we're onto something here, chat. I see a lot of people going 7. I'm not helping my case about going anywhere else with this one. Broke a bone. Okay, someone's saying broken bone. Everything is on the board here. I'm saying number 2 because it sounds kind of sussy. I mean, you might be right, Damien. That's the thing, though. That's the thing about this game, is that some people play it and they just make it sound sussy when it's even really not. But some people just play this game and they just play it very simple and they don't play any mind games. So chat has said, be with the mind read, exactly. My country is known. Okay, well, I don't know how much of I can say that, Fat Boy Thin, but I hope you're safe. Let's just put it that way. So, number 1 is broke a bone when you were younger. Number 2 is that you've been to the first 4 VidCons, and number 2 is that you've done a giveaway. Chat has spoken, and chat has said number 2. This, I will give you this. This is a good one. This is a good one. I'll give you this. This is a difficult one for me. Sniff Out Lie. Sniff Out Lie would be the first 4 VidCons. You know what? I'm gonna go with chat on this one. I've steered away from chat a little bit recently, but I feel the confidence is here. Seeing Pugs here, I like Donovan's big brain moves. I feel like I'm gonna be wrong here, and I'm gonna eat my words. However, Jony, is the first 4 VidCons the lie in this 2 Choosing a Lie?
So I have been to 4 VidCons, but it is the lie. I started going to the second one and the ones after that.
Let's go. Run that success. Let's go. Everybody's winning today. Let's go. Chat, round of applause. Give yourself a pat on the back today. You guys did it.
Someone guessed it too.
What the?
It was Pugs, or is it like they missed the first but got 2 to 5? They just like nailed it.
Pugs, I told you, Pugs is like the biggest brain in this game. Pugs missed the episode on Saturday. They came in just after we did Bears 2 Choosing a Lie, and they literally said, if I was here, I would have been. This would have been a different story. We would have been giving a giveaway. So, but if Brendan's wrong, I'm safe as VIP. I mean, hey, if you can convince them. So we're giving away 2 things today. We're not giving you just one. So first off, let me just set up this little giveaway here on my other screen here. Give me one momento, please, as I set up the giveaway here. We're giving away a $10 Amazon gift card, and we're going to be giving away in the Discord after the stream. So you got a little bit of time to give there, but we're going to start the giveaway right now. So if you can see, hang on, let's see here. Is it going to work? There it is. If you go to the thing here, if you see exclamation mark enter, if your name is on here, so I see multis in there. If you put exclamation mark enter, your name will pop up there. If your name is not there, I want to tell you, it's going to be a little hard to roll your name if your name's not in there. Anyone can join. As you can see, all my mods are in there right off the bat. They waste no time. This is what happens when you do not feed your mods. So exclamation mark enter is all you need to do to get into the giveaway. Jony, if you'd like to, you're more than welcome to as well. Exclamation mark enter is all you need to do to be entered into this giveaway. You must also, I should add, be in the Discord. I cannot give it to someone who is not in the Discord. I'm not going to be fined. I'm not going to go around and find you on some other platform. You have to be in the Discord. I'm sorry. That is the second requirement aside from entering into the actual thing. Yeah, I did not look for Multi. Multi actually did win at one point, but he got nullified because he was not in the Discord. And now look at him. He's a mod. So B asked, has a mod won yet, by the way? So Donovan won the actual last one. Donovan won the $10 gift card that we did 2 or 3 streams ago. That was the happy one because I had to like roll it once and go. And Bardley's won once as well. I think our new lovely mods, Multi and Tiggs, have not won yet.
I'm holding back on entering because I don't want anyone to if I win, then I don't want anyone. I don't want to be the person that takes it away from someone else in their mind. So I'm just gonna. I might sit back on this one.
We do have a kind of a rule about this too. Is if once you get to the final 10, if your name is still on the board, if you have some names left on the board, you can always give away your entry to someone else who's in the chat. That is one of our rules in there. So I mean, if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to do that, and then at least you have something that you can you can enter and then use later. No, enter. Yeah, I think everyone. There you go. There we go. Oh, it's your first time chatter. Welcome, Jony. Welcome to the chat.
Have I? Oh, I've redeemed the love, but I haven't chatted. That's why I was like, I've been here before.
Yeah, you've definitely redeemed the love. You've spoken in other ways. Yeah, I mean multi one, but not really. So if you haven't already, if your name's not on this board, make sure your name is there. We have another thing too we're gonna do, but do you want to wait until after we do the two choose one lie, or do you want to give away the VIP now? The choice is yours.
I don't know. I'm all you.
Well, let's go with the let's give some time for people to click enter. Let's have give Peach some time to run back from their multitasking.
You're doing great, Brand.
Thanks, Pugs. Let's go. Give Peach some time to run away from the other room and come over and click ! Enter for that Amazon gift card.
Perfect.
And then when they come back, then we're all good and we can go on to the next kind of things here. Yeah, that's fair, right? Pugs, right? But we will be giving away a VIP to someone. This is going to be our. Let me just make sure VIPs. This is going to be our last spot, I think. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the 5th spot, the last spot that we're going to be giving away. I have more, but I'm not giving away any more because I'm keeping the family tight. We're tight knit family, aren't we, Pugs? We have currently 4 VIPs that are not currently my family members. We're going to be giving away a 5th VIP in just a moment here. I'm in danger. Yeah, really though, Pugs. Exactly. So yeah, right now the family consists of, well, my mom, Mama Lisa, Aligra, my girlfriend, Pugs, the homie, B, another homie, Just Ray, a previous house guest, and Wolf, a homie as well. You think you're the safest, Wolf? Think again. So we'll come back to this in a second here. We're gonna do the VIP in a little bit here. But I have some questions for you.
Yes.
So let's dissect these. So obviously you said the first VidCon, you said there is a little bit of truth to it. The truth was that it was that you had gone to 4, but you did not go to 4 in a row at the first 4.
I didn't go to the first 4, yeah.
Okay. So what drove you to VidCon? What was like okay, I need to go to this?
Yeah, so I think the first VidCon that I went to, I think it was VidCon 2011, maybe. I think the first one was in 2010, which I did not go to. The second one was in 2011. So I went to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And those were, so, I was uploading, this was when I was still, I still had a YouTube channel with my sister, so I hadn't had my own channel yet. And we started in like 2009, so we're like 2 years in. We had already like made some friends like through YouTube. We had like we already had like a group that we had known of other people that were going. There's some people who like had watched us that were also going. So we're like, you know what, like let's do this. It seems really cool. We can meet all these creators. And like, so the first one that I went to, which was the second one, was at like the Hyatt Regency Hotel, and it had like maybe like 2,000 people there, which is like way smaller than what it is now. But like you literally would just like be like in the lobby, like, and just everyone, like a bunch of people from like the top 100 most subscribed channels on YouTube used to be a much smaller place, I would say. Like it was all like individual channels. There wasn't, I would say there weren't really any, I don't think there was a single like company on there. It was just channels that people had started on their own and they had grown on the platform. And so like you would see people like literally like the top like 50 or top like 30, I'd say like most subscribed people just like hanging out in like the lobby, and you would just walk up to them and like talk to them, like having a normal conversation. And it was wild because it felt so cool. And I'd gone to a YouTube gathering. Actually, what started me and my sister kind of uploading videos to YouTube, or my sister and I uploading videos to YouTube, was a YouTube gathering in 2009 called 789. And that was in Central Park. And I think that's where like VidCon kind of got its like base, because like I think that's part of the story of like when they made VidCon, like they reached out to the creators of 789 and they're like, hey, we want to do this on a bigger scale. And it was essentially like, I don't know, there were a lot of YouTubers there, a lot that are no longer really on that top list. I remember like Supermac18 was someone I was like a huge fan of at the time, and I like remember meeting him in like Central Park during this thing. But it was really just, the first YouTube gathering got my sister and I to start making YouTube videos. And then after we had kind of established ourselves like enough to like expect people that we know to be there, then we're like, all right, let's see if we can convince like one of our parents to be like, hey, yes, come out to California with us and go to this event. And we did, and it was super fun. And then we just, as we continued to like grow in our channel, we continued to like keep up like the pace, because YouTube did become like a decent focus outside of school. like it was basically everything we did was for our YouTube channel. But yeah.
Interesting. Okay. All right. That's pretty cool. So you did go to the VidCons, or at least 4 of them, just not the first 4.
Yeah.
So you have broke a bone when you were younger.
I have, yeah, very, very minor though. I like fractured my toe. I stubbed on a doorway and then fell down the stairs. But like, I didn't get injured from the fall down the stairs. I just got injured on my toe from stubbing it on the doorway. Yeah, I don't even know. I thought, it definitely really hurt like at the time, but I was really bummed because like it's like one of those breaks where you don't get a cast. They just kind of like put a plastic thing and like tape your like toes together, and they're like, this will heal eventually. And I thought having a cast would be really cool in like middle school because like people like would sign it, and it was a thing. It was a status when like someone would walk in with like a boot or a cast. But I'm glad though. At the end of the day, like as an adult now, I'm really glad I did not get anything more severe. But yeah, I fractured my toe doing that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel that though, stubbing your toe, you're like, ow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you. I feel that.
Yeah.
And then you have done a giveaway. So, I mean, obviously, we're giving away a $10 Amazon gift card. And by the way, if anyone's in chat right now, before we start this, I'll give you a little bit of time right now. If you're lurking, this might be the time you want to get out of lurk for just a moment. And we'll only say your name once. Maybe if you get chosen, we might have to say a little more. But we're going to do the giveaway, the VIP giveaway in just a moment here. If you see in your channel points, in the bottom corner there, the Bren coin, there's a little hand. It says, pick me. It's 50 Bren coin. If you use that, we will be selecting one of you to becoming a VIP on this channel. The family friends join with my actual family members. So if you're interested in that, make sure you throw up that pick me sign here, so you can be in that queue of putting your hands up. And Jony, in this moment here, will be picking a VIP of the channel, a new VIP in this channel, that you'll be holding on to until we will be removing some of them, unfortunately. Very possibly. Someone's going to be losing them the next time after that. Join the familia. Yes, exactly. But sorry, the last one here. You said done a giveaway. So I'll let you explain this here.
Yeah, so I haven't actually done, like, I've only done one giveaway before. And it was, again, when my sister and I were uploading videos. So at some point we partnered with Nintendo. And we were partners with them for a little bit. So they would like send us stuff, and we would like just make videos, like just like use it, like using the stuff, like playing the games or whatever. But they also, the first time, they sent us like a bunch of extra games for us to give away on our channel. And I think it was kind of like an experiment they were kind of doing to see if this was like viable. And I don't even know how well like we did with whatever they were looking for, but they stuck with us. So I'm really happy about that. So we had a giveaway for when this Dragon Quest game came out, for like Nintendo DSi. I don't even know which one. It was probably one of the coolest parts about like making videos online when I was younger that I did not grasp the concept of very well. Like I didn't realize what it like actually meant, because they would send us, it got pretty real. Like, so they would send us like the new DSs like before they would come out, like when they were going to be released, which makes a lot more sense now as an adult. Like I would understand the kind of content they expect people to make with it. They flew us out to Chicago once to try like the Wii U at this like event where like, it's like a tester event, but also I think it was for like promotional purposes, before the Wii U came out also. And I thought that was super cool. But again, I don't think we grasped like the concept of like, oh, we should probably be posting like a lot of stuff with this and posting ourselves here and using these hashtags and things like that. But it was a really cool experience. And like that partnership is what led us to do a giveaway on our channel early on. We probably were expected to do more, but we didn't really like get it. We were just really excited they were sending us stuff and we would make videos with it.
No kidding. Yeah, that'd be really
but
cool.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think you still got connections with Nintendo. You wanna hook it?
Just like reach out.
No, I was kidding. Hey, if they want to sponsor Who Are You? I mean, we're looking for some sponsors for Who Are You. So I mean, hey, if and that goes for anyone in chat. If you know someone who's interested in sponsoring Who Are You, it's not going to take too much either. But I'd love to have a conversation. DM me on Discord if you guys are interested, or even on Twitter if you'd like to. If Discord's not your thing. Thank you, Multi. So, Jony, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit here.
Ooh, okay.
You're gonna have a bit of a decision to make here.
Oh, no.
I see some names here that have been have put their name as a pick me. If you haven't put your name as a pick me, do so now, or however hold your peace, my friends. But we're about to pick a VIP of this channel, a new VIP that's joining the family. Our family is. I mean, right now it's getting quite crowded around here, but it's not too bad. I think we have, what is it, 7 family members right now. And those family members are and will remain to be the max after this stream. We have my mom, we have my girlfriend, we have Pugs, we have B, we have Dre, we have Wolf, and we have someone from chat today is going to be picked as that final one, that 7th name. And after that, as of long as I can think, we will not be adding any more. However, someone will get removed and maybe cycled out. And as Pug says, maybe I'll be renewing my subscription to be in the family. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna say don't pick Pugs. Pugs is already VIP. Pugs, you'll have to fight for your right to stay in here. However, we have some names in here. Some names that we've seen before. Some names that are newer. Some names that have been here for a while. It's kind of all over the place. I like it. We have 3 names for you to choose from here today, Jony, and I need you to choose me a new family member. This sounds so weird.
Okay.
First, we have Meg, most average gamer. We have Fat Boy Thin, and we have only Damien 33. So, of those 3 names, I need you to choose one for me that is going to be inaugurated into our family.
Oh man. Okay. This is going to be tough.
That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, this is a you're really offloading the responsibility here.
That's how I do it.
It's good.
The loophole in this.
Yeah. I think you can't use Bugs.
I will say, if you need a little bit of time to do some research, I can do a little promo here. Also, but I actually, you know what, I am going to take some time to promo. So you take a second, think about it, maybe go look at their chat, see how long they've been here, type of thing. It's up to you. I know in the past guests have done that before. I mean, hey, if that changes anything for me, that's up to you. But maybe you want to pick someone who's new. Maybe you want to pick someone who's been here forever. You choose. However, you guys might be like, well, Brandon, you always do these giveaways. How do you do these giveaways? Well, you know what? That's a great question. It's because we have merch. Well, no ad time. Is it? I mean, if you want to, Damien, you don't have to by any means. I mean, I don't make as much from ads as I would if you bought my merch. Was that too much? Was that a little too much? Was that too much of a shameless plug? But
that was great.
But every episode is sponsored currently by Bren's Closet, the merch store. So exclamation mark merch if you want to go check it out. We have some fun stuff in there, as you guys saw there. However, I'm sorry, Jony, but your time has fathomed. Yeah, do you need more time, Jony? Yeah, exactly. Damien's like, do you need a foot rub? Do you I need more seltzer? Like,
I think I know who I'm gonna go with.
All right. Multi. Hang on. We got to add time, so we're gonna run an ad clip here. We're really milking this one.
You do it.
Multi. That's perfect timing here. All right. We'll see you in a minute. Pugs. So while we're rolling this ad here, there's an ad roll in here. We have 59 seconds left on it. We're talking Pugs. Multi, can you please help me set up that command for Pugs? Senpai Pugs, the first non-family VIP forever and always. It's true. Pugs was the first ever family member that was here. So I mean, if you are a non-family VIP, I mean, I guess you're still part of the family though, Pugs. So I mean, so Multi, if you can please help me set up that command in Streamlabs for me, so we don't forget about it. You're also the first one also to use the personalized command as well and redeem that. So congratulations to that too. You're just hitting the first of everything, Pugs. Pugs, you're so great. We got 20 more seconds here left on this ad here. Want to make sure we get everyone back here. We don't want to miss anyone on there. Do you even think of the ad? Let's go. That's big, Pugs. All right, we got 7 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And I think all of our friends are back. We should be back. Hello, how was the ad? What did you get for your ad? I'm interested to hear what you guys got for an ad. Please let me know. Pugs get the first in his. All right, time's up, Jony. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. What is or who is our newest family member?
All right, so we've had some. I think everyone who's been in the pool has been great. This is genuinely at random. I looked at all three and I was like, I don't even know. But I'm gonna go with only Damien. I feel
Okay.
like yeah.
Well, Damien, welcome to the family. There's not much of a reward except for a nice shiny pink little VIP badge there. Enjoy it. Welcome to the family. Oh, well, let's run the success one more time because that's like the only exciting thing I have on the stream. Woo! Exactly. Welcome in your new family, your new sibling, and Pugs. So, well, that is Two Truths, One Lie. Thank you for all playing there. If you haven't already, we are going to be giving away. Love it. Love the Pugs command. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Chef's kiss. Mwah. If you guys haven't already, we're just going to quickly, before we get into the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes of this stream, and that would be the giveaway. So if you guys haven't already, make sure if your name is not on here, you need to do !enter and get your lovely name on that board. Because if it's not on by the end of this stream, I unfortunately cannot do nothing. I can't do nothing. I would love to give you a $10 Amazon gift card. All you gotta do is press !enter and be in that Discord as well. !Discord if you're not already. But I need you guys to throw your name on that board. We can maybe roll and we'll see if you guys will be one of the next people in the giveaway. So if your name's not on there, make sure it's on there. If you're maybe in another room, you're listening to this on headphones that you just, or maybe you have something just playing in the background. Don't feel like you have to run over yet. We still got a little while here left of this stream. But I would say in the next little bit here, make sure you go put !enter onto your screen when you go by it next. So, Jony, this is where this connections gets plugged in and gets deep, gets real a little bit here. This is where we talk about the more traumatic events, like peeing the pants. That was a bad setup. There was we're gonna ask you some deep questions. Get to know a little bit deeper of who the real Jony is. Not just Jonysays, but the Jony that like the behind the screen Jony is what we're kind of trying to figure out here. We're gonna ease into the questions, but I do want to know before we get into the kind of like the real deep questions, is I want to know your answer for the question of the day today. That question is, what is something your country is known for?
Ooh, obnoxious, but it's with the answers, so whatever. Thinking that they're better than everybody else for whatever reason. Yeah, I feel like if you describe your country in that way, they'll be like, oh, you guys are probably the United States. I don't mean it in like a good way, by the way. It's just, yeah.
And then there's Donovan sitting back, America. Well, hey, it's open for interpretation. That's no problem at all. I mean, yeah, you might be right in certain cases in certain countries that would look at that. Yes, sir. Salute the flag.
It's definitely. Yeah.
All right, here. Let's start from the top here. What are we gonna go with? We're gonna go with what helps you decompress. So obviously you've talked about your kind of sides of you going to the gym. You've talked about kind of content creation being something that you liked and as well as like editing in the past. But what helps you decompress? What's that thing that gets you I can breathe a little bit?
Yeah. So I probably say, and this is more, it goes by the season, but taking a walk outside when around the time that like the sun is going to start to set. Like I don't do, it's not something I do very often. I do tend to do a little bit more around now, like now in the fall and then also in the spring when it's still kind of chilly out. But I do like to just kind of like be outside. It's usually in the area that I'm in. It's very, very quiet. The air is like crisp and like you feel it when you breathe. The color of the sky changes as the sun sets. That definitely like is that probably will get me the most. But in terms of like a day to day, I would say working out
You're doing great,
is like
friend.
like you kind of mentioned, definitely hits a lot for me. So over during like this whole quarantine-esque period, I've been living at home, my parents, and I've set up my workout area in the very beginning. And I've been kind of like adding to it as I've like been able to get the resources for it and do what I can. And I've really put a lot into it. And that has been something that I've noticed has like kept me like in check, at least mentally, a lot during all of this and during the things that I do now. And I notice if I take like breaks where I go like a week or two without it, then I start to notice I feel a little bit more like uneasy, or I feel a little bit more like on the edge. And it definitely, I've noticed the impact that it makes when I work out somewhat consistently. I'm not to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it like for the sake of doing it. Like I genuinely just like feel like it's a nice pause in my day where I don't think about anything else, and I'm strictly like in that moment. So year round the workout, but like during this time of year and during like the spring when it's the equivalent weather, that walk outside is going to take the cake.
Okay. I mean, those are
Yeah.
both really good ones. I would say, as far as like the working out side thing, I mean, I'm not much of a workout person. We're just gonna put that out there. However, I will say I have used yoga recently a lot to help
Oh yeah.
decrease anxiety from me, and it's really helped. Um, a good walk is great, but like you said, when it's like the weather's not there, it's really it's not the same.
Yeah.
And so I definitely get that. And you also spoke about earlier about how going outside is like and going like walking around has been like really good for you, and that's one thing you really like doing is like going outside. So I mean, yeah, it's a good one. For sure. Um, what is the best piece of advice that you have ever received?
Ooh, the best piece of advice I've ever received. Again, a great question. I'm trying to think of what's just like good advice that I've received. I I think I have like this is less. I don't think this is really like direct advice, but something that was kind of set by example. Is uh, I believe it was I don't even remember like the context. I remember it came from my dad. It was like a lesson that I kind of just like learned from him. But it was a moment where I've been very like caught up in like my like pattern of behavior and like my schedule and like how I do things and the way that I do things. And one day, like I was doing. I think I don't remember what we were doing. I think we were out at a place and like there was this thing that uh ended up like being super duper expensive. If like it was all like relative, but like in my head, especially when I was younger, I was like, oh my god, wait, like no, this is so much more expensive than we thought. Like it's we shouldn't do this, whatever. And like luckily I was in the position where my family had like the resources to do whatever the thing was. Yeah, I think I blew it out of proportion a little bit when I was younger because like everything seemed crazy to me. But my dad was like, it's take a deep breath, step back. We have we're alive, we have what we need. Like it was kind of like a calm down, but not in a like, okay, you need to calm down. It was kind of like a if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, if you feel like things are kind of like falling apart, give yourself like the space to kind of like take a deep breath, see is the problem that you're looking at something that is actually like a serious thing that is affecting you in the way that you feel like it's affecting you, or are you just kind of zoned into the moment and you feel like it's way bigger than it actually is? And I feel like that's definitely helped me calm down in moments where I feel very overwhelmed. I feel like it has allowed me to like start saying no to things or take things out of my life that when I feel like I've taken on too much, being like, okay, I'm panicking right now. I feel overwhelmed. I'm having trouble like just doing any of the things. I've committed to too many things. Like, let's think what actually matters for me right now. What do I actually need to uh let's say like even when I reached the point in college where like internships were a thing for everyone. I was like, oh no, I need to start working, but I also need to do all these classes and I need to do all this. And I had taken on so many different tasks. And I was like, I need to do this because like it's the only way to, to match up with everyone else. And it's how I'm going to be like successful afterwards. And finding my own pace and being like, I actually like, this is what I thought I needed to do because I've been very caught up in the moment and being surrounded by people who were all doing these things or it seemed like they were doing these things. Taking the step back, seeing what is actually necessary for me. Like, I'm alive, I'm breathing. There's no rush to get into any of these obligations or any of these kind of life things. Like I could take things one at a time. Like it's not a race that I'm in with other people, but I felt like I was before I'd kind of taken that step back. So I would say something that I've kind of picked up from my dad is to, when you're feeling overwhelmed or you feel like there's a lot going on, just taking a deep breath, stepping back and then seeing what, seeing if you can basically remove things from the equation that feel like they're more relevant in the moment than they actually are. And that's helped me a ton. I've stayed very relaxed by kind of following this.
It sounds like great advice. It sounds like your dad's a very smart man for those kind of things. Because yeah, it's I like what you said. It's not calm down, but it's let's look at what you think. Let's look what's on your plate right now. Let's dissect a little bit. Let's take a second and breathe, not just rush through things. It's definitely a great piece of advice for sure. Are you close to your parents, and why? Because obviously we've heard a little bit about your dad.
Yep. Yes, I would say I'm very close to my parents. I mean, I'm physically close to them now too because I live in their house at the moment. But I'm very close to them also. I would say like with our conversations, with just the things that we share with each other during COVID times, like during this time that I'm home especially. So I moved out of my house. I went to college and then afterwards I had lived in an apartment with some friends. And then COVID hit. Like I moved back home for like as a temporary thing, and then COVID happened to hit during that time. So I was like, I'm just gonna stay until this hopefully passes eventually. So I've been here for like 2 years. So I never really thought I would be coming back home. But my relationship with my parents, even when I had gone to college and kind of been an adult, more of an adult for a little bit than like I guess I was in high school, I had already kind of reached the point where I can have these open conversations with my parents where I don't feel like I need to really hide anything from them. I didn't hide much from them growing up, but like there's certain like topics, certain more like mature topics as like an adult that you may hold back on more when you're younger in discussion with your parents, depending on what kind of relationship you have with them. That I definitely like had like a little bit of a guide there, not in fear that like they would judge me or whatever, but I was just like, ugh, like my parents, like I don't want to talk to them about this. But I would say they've been very supportive as people growing up. During college and when I wasn't living with them, it became we valued the time with each other a lot more. Where I think we felt very open with each other when we would see each other. And now that we've been home together under the same roof again for like 2 years, it's given us a lot more. It's given us many more opportunities to continue having just like great conversations, spending time with each other, looking out for each other, helping each other do different things. And I've loved it. So I would say I'm very close to my parents, and with both of them, both my mom and my dad, in similar ways, but also like I have very specific relationships with each of them that like I'm like closer with one or the other with specific topics. But at the end of the day, if you put all three of us and even my sister in a room together, like we'll stand beside each other easily.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great. Yeah, no, I think there's not a lot of families who can say that, which is really like it's quite touching. It's really nice, and I'm glad you have that. It's I mean, aside from them throwing in your face the 4-year-old party
Yeah.
that over and over again, but I mean,
It's
every family has their problems, right? So
you need to you got to have a good balance of like roasting and loving each other,
exactly the perfect balance. By the way, I just noticed too is Jordy Boy Rocks. Thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for the love, and thanks for you're doing great, Brand. Welcome in, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're still here. I'm sorry, I know it was a little while ago you popped in here. Welcome. The question of the day, by the way, is what is something your country is known for? Love to know a little bit more about you, Jordy. True balance is important. It really is, Damien. You're exactly right. What to you is a life-changing event that you have experienced?
Ooh, that is another. All these questions are obviously very good questions because they're all touching questions. They hit good places.
Thank you.
A life-changing event. I would want to say this is kind of like a more of a like a period of time in my life, like a small like chunk. But probably like when I went abroad, mainly because that was like the biggest, like I mentioned. So I went to China for my abroad semester, and my time difference was very, it was like 12, 13 hours. So that was probably like the biggest disconnect I've had with my family. That like it's like one that I've just never experienced before. Like I obviously lived very far away. It was like the first time that I was a significant trip away from them for that long. And also just not on the same like time schedule. So like I wouldn't talk to them very frequently on a live basis. It would be more like you send a message like when it's like nighttime for me, or like morning for them. And it would be like those very small interchanges changeable whatever moments in throughout the day or throughout the week.
Mm.
So I would say probably like leaving, like living in another country for like 5 or 6 months has definitely, I think it's helped me grow. I mean, everything I feel like helps me grow, every experience that I have, but it's definitely been one where I knew that I really had to like look out for myself a little bit more. I always do look out for myself, but I'm usually geographically relatively close to my family where the worst case scenario, it is somewhat manageable for like them to be reachable and them to be available in some sort of capacity, like in case of like an emergency. But this was like the one time I was like, all right, like I really, I need to take care of myself, not only like for me, but for their sake. I need to, kind of give them updates on just how I'm doing, make sure that I'm okay. If I'm, putting myself in any situations that are a little bit like more risky, kind of just taking things into account. And I think that I really enjoyed the experience that I had when I was abroad. I 100% would do it again if I had the opportunity. I was very grateful for it. I don't think it was I would go for more time even. But I would say, yeah. So moving away from my family for like 6 months has definitely been the biggest change that I've had in what I think has shaped me a little bit in how I interact with my family and the people around me.
I mean, yeah, I mean, sure. Like it also changing like where you like the culture and all that stuff too is it's a lot of it's a big change and a big um flip around of life really, and then also not to be able to do it with your family by your side is a little different, especially when you're used to having your family around. It's definitely a big change, and it's not an easy change, I'm sure. We got a question here from the wonderful Multi. And Multi asks, there seems to be a bad stigma on moving back in with your parents. Have you been confronted with the stigma of opening yourself up to the internet? How would you handle people that have preconceived notions of about you as a person or what you do?
Totally. Again, wonderful, wonderful question. Very relevant too. So I think I've gotten very well. I'll start by saying I work remotely, so I have my job and everything from home as well. It's now remote. It wasn't remote when I moved back in, but the office was somewhat close to home. At first, when I moved back in, and this was before, like right before COVID had hit. So when I would interact with people who were like my age, mainly out and about, I would say, like when I was in person with people that I would like, my friends or things like that. My closest friends, like everyone would understand, but if I saw someone that I hadn't seen in a little while, I would always like slip in the, oh, but I'll be moving out soon. Like I'm home temporarily, but like I'm moving out like next month or something. Like I'd always try to kind of say like I'm living at home, but here is a positive thing because this is a negative thing. I think that being home, I think the whole COVID thing and a lot of people moving home because of it, I think has reshaped the way that a lot of people around me at least like view this thing. But I'd also like to think that I've become more comfortable with my situation, with the things that I'm doing. I feel like incredible that I've been lucky enough to be able to be home, to be able to save like money on a month to month basis a little bit better because I have my parents here. To have like a house that is spacious that I can be in. Like I've become more aware, more grateful for the things that I have while being home. So much so that I think I feel very comfortable approaching it in a positive light. So instead of like I'm home with my parents, but it's I'm home with my parents and something else, like including it, keeping it in a positive light. And that's definitely I think since I started approaching it in that way, especially like online, when I didn't say it much in the beginning, but I say it more now. While I do share that like I am going to be moving back at some point, I save that usually for when there's a context for me moving back to like Manhattan or something, if that's part of the conversation. But I think I don't even know, when I've shared it now, a lot of people sometimes chime in and they're like, oh, like that's like that's a really good move, or oh, I did that, or something like that. I think I feel very positive about it now, where I see it in a very good way. And I think if I'm interacting with someone and I share that I'm living at home with my parents and like they respond in like a negative light to like down to like put it down or something, which I have not had to experience because I feel like the person needs to be kind of mean to do that. I would just kind of strike that off as like like, this isn't a personality or this isn't a response that like I value from someone, because I feel like it was just like a negative comment that they're trying to make. But I view it in a positive way now. So I think I kind of say it relatively confidently when I talk to people. I hope that answers the question. It was kind of a ramble, but
It was good. I think it was good. I mean, well, you're getting the spam and the love from Multi, so I think that's approved. I think that's a good thing. Is that I don't think as long as it is the safest and best thing for you, what does it matter? Like you mean, like you said, are you really going to value people who are putting down on you because of circumstances that are out of your control? Like that's not really the people you want in your life. The ones that are of the thing. And like you said, you haven't had many, so it means you've probably chosen your friends quite well, which makes a lot of sense though. Yeah, no, that's definitely an interesting one there for sure. But yeah, no, it's great question, Multi. I like that.
Yeah.
What is your biggest fear in life?
Ooh, not to get like dark, but probably like losing like relatives. I would say that I don't think about this very often, but like whenever I'm confronted with a situation where it's like, oh, like people don't last forever, I'm like, oh, my family, my heart. So I'd say my biggest fear is probably like losing like, anyone in my family, especially like my immediate family, so like my parents or my sister, like that that's like, yeah, I think that's probably the worst. I don't I don't think about it very often, but like I feel like I've had like a nightmare or two in the last year where it's like, oh my God. And then you wake up and you're like, you just go and like hug your family and you're like, okay, thank God they're still here.
Right.
But definitely I would say that's my biggest fear lies in that realm of things.
I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely something to be definitely scared of. I see a lot of people spam that love. We got
Yeah.
a hydrate, by the way, too here.
Oh yeah.
As you take your drink of seltzer here, I think I'm gonna kind of push on. I'm gonna ask a little bit further on that. Have you lost anyone in like your family that has kind of pushed that fear into a point of where maybe there's a reason why it's a fear.
Yeah. So, I mean, I haven't, luckily, at least to the extent that like I'm describing. I've lost, I've lost grandparents, but at an older age. So it's you feel you can. There's certain kind of, I feel like different people, they can cope with death in different ways, and you can approach it the way you want to. But you have, when sometimes when your grandparents pass away, you can feel very close to them. But like something that I feel works for me is I can kind of say, oh, at least like they lived a full life, or I know that they have kind of like lived to the extent that they wanted to, and they've kind of done it all. I think losing, like, I've lost like pets, but also in a similar way. It's you feel close to them, feel an emotional connection, especially when you know them since you were young. But you kind of try to find ways to say like, everything comes to an end, which is something that I feel like I've really grasped decently well, at least like this year. But being able to appreciate the things for what they were. I've lost. I would say anyone like beyond that. I have lost an uncle right before COVID hit, which was probably the closest relative to me, like in terms of the people that I've lost. That was like, oh, like I didn't see that one coming. He was a little bit, he was older, but it was kind of like a premature death. And that was like the first time I was really like encountered with that. Cause for my grandparents, it was a little bit more of like, you kind of expect this to happen. You can prepare yourself ahead of time. That one hit a little bit, I mean, it obviously it hits, but like there's the way that you kind of cope with these things and the way that you face them and address them. It was a little bit harder than the others, but ultimately over time, you learn to accept, to appreciate what you had, and kind of move from there. I'm not sure what I would do yet with my, like, if something were to happen to my parents or my sister or the relatives that I interact with like more on a day to day. I don't know if it's something that I will ever be able to like I mean, I don't think I'd ever be able to prepare myself fully for it, but I don't know if I like have it in me just yet to be able to try to like sit and give myself time to be like, okay, if this were to happen, like, can you kind of mentally get yourself to be in that position? I think I just don't. And I just know that if that day were to come, I'm hoping that it does not come ever. And it's more of a long, happy life. And then all good things come to an end situation. But it's tough. Luckily though, I've not lost many relatives. I have not lost anyone that I speak to on like a daily basis where you really feel the difference when they're gone. But yeah.
Hopefully it stays that way for a lot longer for you. And I'm
Yep.
sorry about your uncle and the grandparents that you have lost. Yeah, no,
Sorry, it's been just some time.
yeah, it's still not the easiest thing ever, but I hear you though. Is the yeah, like I one point that really touched me is like you said about like how am I ever supposed to really prepare? Like I don't think I'll ever be able to prepare for like my family, like my immediate family. Um, and I don't think you should have to. It sucks because of course, like you said, all good things come to an end. There's unfortunately no way out of it. There's only one certainty in this life, and that is eventually that we all pass. Which I mean, it's not a fun thing to think about it by any means, but it is. It's definitely a very understandable fear for sure. Like obviously we can. From what I'm getting from you is that you're a big family person. You're big in your family. You love your family. You're very deeply connected with your family. And so yeah, no, I can definitely understand that. It was you never want to, you never want to even think about it. But I think it is important to also have conversations like this to maybe someone that is going through something similar. It's really easy to kind of go for the fact of, oh, this hasn't affected me so much, so it's something like that. But maybe someone just recently lost someone and they're going through grieving process, and hearing conversations like this is that. And as Sterling said, this is such an amazing conversation. I'd love to hear y'all's perspectives on the matter. That's what I love about connections, is you get so many different perspectives from different people. I'm going to turn the question back onto you now a little bit. Is how would you live your remaining days if you found out that you only had 1 week to live?
Ooh. There are many ways that I could answer this, because on one hand, it's like you can do everything or you can do nothing, but like in like the best way. Because it's like, sometimes like for me, an example of a great night, a great weekend is like, being at home, like, eating snacks, like watching like, a movie or streaming or playing video games. I thrive off of that. So I kind of need to think like which approach I would take for this. Like, would I just do what I know currently just makes me super happy, or will I try a bunch of things that I've never tried before that I've always wanted to try? I definitely know that I would not be able to fit in like everything in the world. And kind of going off the conversation that we've been having, I'd probably want to make like every second be something that I would spend like with my family. I maybe if I knew that I had like a week to live, I would, if I'd be capable, like having uh just like a normal, probably the last day or the last like, probably the last day or the last 2 days, I would want to have just a day in or a night in just with my family, just a normal ordinary night, same way we normally would, where like we're all eventually just like either sitting on the couch, sitting at the table, and just like, throwing jokes, talking about whatever. We have in my house, we have like, so my dad, I'm very grateful that my dad did this. When I was younger, I got very annoyed by it. My dad would film everything growing up, like literally. I mean, as the example from earlier of my birthday, but he would film just like everything. Even his dad, which was wild to us, had a camera at the time. So I have like footage from like the '60s, all the way leading up until now. Um, that it's really interesting to see, but it's also like it's very nostalgic for obvious reasons, and it's really cool to just like watch, memories from our past that we completely forgot happened or we may not even remember, but it's just like, oh my goodness, like this is like, so nice, like seeing the family together and all these things. So probably for like the last night, it would literally be like watching a movie of like, doesn't have to be like my specific life, but just like my family's like life. I would love to watch like old home videos and things like that. I would definitely, if I knew I had a week to live, like in a very like lighthearted way, I would like, I would make it extremely like dramatic. I would, like, I don't know if anyone ever does. I mean, I don't know. I definitely know people do this because I see memes about it on the internet all the time. But like sometimes like you'll hear a song and you're like, oh, this would be like a fire song to play at like my funeral and like a movie scene type of thing. Not in like a scary type of way, serious type of way, but like I feel like a lot of us tend to view our lives like it through the lens of like a movie in a type of way. Um, and so I would probably like just give myself like that like emotional experience, maybe either with like music or just like videos, so like home videos that I'd watch. But I would definitely do that. I would also try to make it very clear to the people around me, like it's like my family members and like my close friends, that they can make whatever jokes they want after I pass. They could do whatever they want. Like they could milk the life out of it. I would be thrilled if they were able to just get whatever they can out of my passing. I wouldn't want them to like ever get like, like hesitant or feel like, oh, I don't know if he would like this or whatever. They could do whatever they want. They have all the freedom in the world. This is my documentation of that now. If hopefully, nothing ever happens, but to my family and friends, you have full permission to do whatever you want. But yeah.
That's funny. So I guess your funeral is going to be more of a roast than a funeral.
Yeah, I would love that.
It'd be an interesting one. It'd be definitely an interesting one. Are people laughing because they're like, are they crying because they're like laughing, or are they crying because they're sad? Who knows? We'll never know. That's funny. Yoltz, thank you, by the way, for the follow and welcome in. First time chat. What's up? Jony no longer says, I'm so sorry.
Retro. Hi, Retro.
What's up? Welcome in. Good to see you. By the way, we have a question of the day, Retro. Our question of the day is, what is something that your country is known for? Put it in the chat. We'd love to see it. Kind of get to know a little bit more about you. And also, yeah, as Multi said, don't forget to do ! Enter. We're giving away a $10 Amazon gift card after the stream in my Discord. So make sure. Obesity. I wonder where Retro's from.
Oh.
Yes, make sure. Yeah, exactly. Flim Flam Flem. Flim Flam Flem is actually one of our first ever winners of the giveaway. A little bit of lore in the connections world here, but yeah, get your name in there. If you guys haven't, if you haven't put in your name yet, make sure you do so. ! Enter and get in that giveaway. You also need to be in the Discord. ! Discord. Just remember that. Yeah, it was very surprising. It was very surprising. It was really exciting. And that's when we met our lovely Flim Flam Flem. One of my favorite usernames to say. Can you remember the last time that you cried, and what was the reason?
I would say I don't think I have a particular reason. Like I don't have like a singular reason. I don't remember when this happened, but I would say it had to have been just like months ago, where I think I just had like a buildup of a lot of things kind of going on that like were ultimately like gonna be fine, but it was just like I had just like used up all of like my mental energy, and like I was like, I feel like I have like a lot of, like I basically just like I prepared myself to let myself kind of cry, and it was more of like just letting whatever tears come out, giving myself like the space, the moment, like lights off, like just like kind of like just like lay in bed and just give yourself like that pause. And there are definitely tears rolling. I don't remember the last time I've like cried vocally, but I know that like I think maybe when like my dog had passed, that I was sobbing. That was like in high school though, when I was maybe 16 or 17. That was the last time I know I've like used my voice in my cry. But my cries after that have mainly kind of just been more of tears rushing down my face. And the last one was probably, I think, a couple months ago, where I was just like a lot of things going on. Nothing like bad. It was just like I didn't really have any moments to myself for like I think a couple of days. And so I finally was like, this is my opportunity. Like I knew that like it was gonna happen. So I just kind of, turn off the lights, lay in bed, maybe open the windows to like the blinds, like let like the outdoor like moonlight kind of chime in, but it's still kind of dark in your room, and just like let whatever happen. Yeah. Reverse card.
Yeah, so this is actually one of the first time. Damien, are you making a thing? This is a new thing. Reverse card. When was the last time you cried to me? Well, first off, before I answer that, Damien, and thank you, Damien. You guys are always welcome to do that, as well as you too, Jony. If you ever feel like there's a question you want me to answer, I'm more than welcome to as well. Is kind of adding on to kind of what you said, is obviously there's definitely always those cries you need, like it's just like now I feel kind of better, like it's just like I've let things go, it feels good. And I'm someone who doesn't cry a lot, and it's not like it's something I used to be proud of. Now it's something I've realized is a little bit kind of like it's something I'm actually not as proud of anymore. It's something I'm actually like a little almost embarrassed of a little bit, because I wish I was a little bit more kind of, I guess, in touch would be probably the word for like with my emotions, because I don't think I'm like far off, but I think that kind of side of it I don't like. It's almost like stiffen that upper lip kind of way that I was grown up with from my dad, and not saying it's the worst thing. It's just something that emotion is something that I really value, and I wish I kind of was in touch with that better. I think through COVID, it has definitely helped me kind of engage that and understand my emotions a little bit better, whether it's in a mental health way or something like that. Um, but honestly, I don't. So there's cried for me, and then there's like teary and like kind of like sorry type of thing. So I'll give you guys a couple scenarios. One, I'll start with kind of going off of what you said. The dog passing away, that was probably the last time I've had a hard cry. Like a really like you said a verbal cry, I think you said was the word you said. Yeah, like that was probably the last time for me would have been too was when my dog passed. And that was in 2019, and it was something that like that kind of they lived a long life. We were very fortunate to he was just getting so old, and it was getting to the point where um he lived with my dad, and it was getting scary to the point where if he had fallen down the stairs, he probably would have killed himself. And that's the thing is we didn't want that to happen. We didn't want something bad, something tragic to happen at the end of his life. We wanted him to go in a peaceful way. He couldn't really stand up at the point of his life. He was like, he would pee the bed. It was just really sad. And so my dad planned a date. He said it and basically said to and end up being able to get the vet to come to our house to do the like give the shot and everything, like that final shot and stuff like that. And the vet was so amazing and so awesome, and we couldn't have asked for a better thing. um like whether it was basically telling us, okay, this is the time, things like that, or this is kind of what's happening, say your goodbyes type of thing, and then giving us time afterwards as well. That was probably like the good big cry, the and like I honestly I felt better after it. Like I went home and my girlfriend's like who basically said, I'm sorry, like I can't do that. I'm not gonna be able to do this, like mentally, I'm not gonna be able to mentally be there. But she's like, I'm there to support, of course, like when you get back. And she's like, how do you feel? And I was like, honestly, like weirdly better than when I left. Like I think I needed that kind of like and to see him stop suffering was just like it was like really good. And that kind of in touch with my emotion type of side of things. Um but if we're talking like kind of like teary and kind of like feeling like I'm going to cry, there's two situations that have happened very recently in the last like couple weeks. The first one is if you have not seen the Netflix show The Guilty, or movie, sorry, the movie The Guilty. It is Jake Gyllenhaal, and it is about him being a police dispatcher, trying to save people. And there's a certain scenario that goes down that happens. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend. It's an hour and a half movie. It's a fairly short movie, but oh my goodness, do you get immersed fast. And there's a quote at the very end of it that I actually put on my Twitter, and it says, "Broken people save broken people." And I was like, I was like, don't do that to me.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that happened that literally just happened this past week was actually when I went, and Meg, if you're still here, I know you were present for this episode as well, was the episode that we met Mans on. And there was a question where I talked to Mans, and I actually edited it up, and it's actually in the break screen. I don't know if it actually played in this break screen, but it was when Mans talked about their relationship with their father, and the bit of the lack of the relationship that they had, and wishing to have a little bit more of a relationship. And I don't know what it was. I think it was just the hearing of someone else feeling that kind of pain and struggle was it hit, and I was like, oh. And I you know, the nose gets all tingly. That's what I was feeling like, type of thing. And so
You're doing great, Bren.
thanks, Damien. I appreciate that. You're doing great, Bren. See, it's not always used for when Bren's smooth brained. But thanks, Damien. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's been kind of the past cries. But I like that, Damien. The Uno reverse. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. If you could ask a single person one question, and they had to answer truthfully, who would you ask, and what would you ask? And they can be dead or alive.
possibilities are endless here. Um, oh no, because it's like, what would I use this for? What am I trying to do? Like, I don't think I would try to do like a get rich quick kind of answer question answer thing where you ask like a wealthy person like an insider secret. I don't think that's gonna. I feel like I should use this for something. I feel like I would use this for something so much like cooler.
Mhm.
So I could ask any person dead or alive, and they would have to answer truthfully. Oh my god, I'm out here struggling. I would love to like ask a historical figure something important, but I feel like I'm like not like informed enough to know like what is like already public information or like what is like not. So like I don't know what I would ask if the answer is already kind of out there. I'd probably pick someone who's alive right now to make things a little bit more relevant. I don't I don't know if I want to ask anyone who's in power. Um, I would probably. Oh no, I don't know. It's really. I haven't thought about this question before. At least like at any point recently. Um, I kind of want to like ask someone who's like very, who's I don't know. I don't. I don't know. Could I temporarily pass on this and keep it in the back
course.
of my mind?
Of
All right,
course you
yeah, I
can.
think I'm gonna do that.
You're
It's a
welcome to.
great question.
Thank you.
There's so much potential. It's hard for me to even just pick one scenario.
All good. No worries. You're always welcome to skip them. That's all good.
Okay, cool.
What is a lesson in life? Sorry. Let me rephrase. What lesson in life did you have to find out the hard way?
This is it's kind of relevant to the thing that I mentioned before. But like this is when like I really like felt it where it's possible to like like know your limits. Don't be afraid to say no to things. I again I super overwhelmed myself. I would say like my third year of college where I was working part-time. I also got an internship, and then I happened to decide that the best time to do that was when I was taking like my hardest courses that I would have to take. And that shut me down. Like I was doing badly in like all of the things because I just could not like just like operate. And I was getting extremely overwhelmed. Like I like had like that's a time that I probably cried at some point during all of that, probably multiple times. Where like I really this was like the first time where I was like concerned for like, whether I would pass enough things to even be able to like get my degree, and also have like someone from a random job that I'd taken on who's kind of like a more of like an aggressive boss, I would say. Like they weren't like the kindest in their wording with things, so that already made things stressful. And then the internship was also tough in terms of like timing. I basically spent all my time working on things that I did not feel like I was doing very well at, and it had hit me to the point where like I was like, I don't know if I want to. Like I went to like the head of my department in school, and I was like, I genuinely think like I'm not gonna like pass these things, and like I don't think I like ever will. Like I might like want to drop out, and I was like eventually like talked out of like any of that. But I had learned to say I literally like cut off. I stopped the internship. I stopped the part-time work. I went to the teacher's assistant for the class that I was taking. I was like, hey, like I need extra help with this. I basically picked one priority from that, and I said, this is what I'm going to focus on. While it would look great if I had, this on my resume and this in my experience, like down the line, I'm gonna focus on the thing that matters, like regardless of what everyone else, at least in my immediate circle, is doing. And I felt so much relief mentally that I started to become very okay with doing what seemed like less than other people in different situations, but in exchange for having the peace of mind. And I've applied that to a lot of other things, I would say, down the line, where I'm like, I may not get I didn't reap certain rewards that other people around me may have been getting from the things that they were doing. But I was like, the peace of mind that I'm getting from not committing to the things that I know that they're doing right now is so valuable to me that I feel really happy that I am doing this at the pace that works for me. And that has been a big thing for me, just at least growing up and like going to schools where everyone around you was just super competitive and like doing a lot of incredible things. Even though it's like not a competition, sometimes it feels like you're falling behind if everyone around you seems like they're doing really well, which is also like imposter syndrome because everyone gets like overwhelmed. Everyone deals with different things. So part of it was in my head, but also taking that, letting things go, saying no to projects. I've said no to so many projects since then, and I have like had days where I'm like, I feel so relieved today that I'm not committed to this project, like just because I feel like I have the day to, split between the things that I want to do and then also the stuff that I already have on my plate. So saying no to things it took like a little bit of a mental breakdown, but it led me to a good path, I would say.
I think it's definitely a good point to make. Is I think there's sometimes we put too much on our plate, whether it's like just things that like have taken priority for a reason that they maybe shouldn't have, and it sucks because it's hard to do. It's hard to be like, how do I say no to this when I've said yes to this or stuff like that. But I think it's very important. Like, it's something I've learned even this past year as well. Like I've gotten better at. I won't say I've perfected it by any means, but I think I've gotten better at it. Is saying, sorry, I can't right now, or I know I'm not gonna be able to do this today, type of thing. For my own mental health and to be able to kind of take a step back and realize that like I need to take care of me first before I can do other things in that sense, whether it's like a project like you said or something else. And it's definitely a good thing. Retro, I know you're new here, so that's okay. That's totally okay. We're all learning. We are humans of learning kind of nature, so that's all good. Right? See, it takes exactly like it takes that to learning. However, this is connections. This is a show about human connections. And we do try and ask some deep questions at the end here. I know you came in halfway through, so I'm going to run the intro for you, just for you, Retro. I hope you're here. I hope you're hanging out with us. So you can kind of see what we do here on Connections. Hi, I'm Bren, and welcome to my channel. I am a Canadian podcaster with a passion to form connections with individuals from all walks of life. On my show Connections, I explore the world through my guests' unique perspectives while gathering an insightful understanding of how they interact and perceive life.
That is a really good question.
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
That's a great question.
I ask questions that focus on uncovering stories of humble beginnings,
But I was like 13th place out of like 300 kids.
triumphant successes,
I used to swim for the Junior Australian Olympic trial team.
motivations,
I just built up that confidence in myself to say, you know what, fuck it, I don't care.
inspirations,
She was just always, I just always love her.
struggles,
The main thing that got me to where I am today is the bullying that I experienced.
and realizations.
Sometimes you cannot get closure.
My goal is to continue making connections to spark meaningful discussions, and I hope you will join me. So Retro, that's kind of what we do here. Just as like a little bit of a kind of side note. I know you're this is the first stream you ever see. That's totally okay. We're welcome to that. We're welcome to lurkers. We're welcome to people just hanging out. But the second half of this show is always usually deeper questions to make the guests think, and maybe probably to get yourself to think and reflect on kind of what you're doing as well, and maybe kind of thinking like, oh, these answers, like this is what I would answer to this. I think that's from what I've heard from people that have watched the show is that's kind of a side part of this is like what I would answer for this if I was in this. If I was in the hot seat that our lovely Jony is sitting in right now, what would I answer? And I mean, it's. He's making it look easy. I'll put it that way. It's not the easiest spot to be in. Coming on to someone else that you don't. I mean, hey, as I put on this, he doesn't really know. It's that. What's up, Gaggins? How's it going? Good to see you. I know Gaggins. That's another friend of Gaggins. Brent, Gaggins, what's up? I didn't know if you kind of click if you know who I am, but I mean, I hope so. What's called Gaggins, throughout that subathon with Trip Mac, did you sleep at all? Or were you in chat like the whole time? Because I feel like every time I was there you were like always there. But I mean maybe just me. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining in. This is Connections, a podcast about human connection. If you are interested, we have a little command here that we do every single time we have a podcast episode, and that is the question of the day. The question of the day today is, what is something that your country is known for? I love to hear it. if you're open to sharing. If you're not, that's okay. No problem at all. But we'd love to hear it if you are. I missed like the first 5 days of it, but after that I was there. Okay, so I missed the first 5 days as well, mostly because I didn't know at that point who Trip Mac was, but now I do. So I mean, hey, Gaggins, we were there for the important parts, right? So I've been looking in and out and just fretful. Yo, thank you, appreciate that. I really appreciate it. As I say usually too is follows, subs, bits, donations. They're all great. They're lovely. Don't get me wrong. But my real thing is the people that hang out here, lurk, and vibe with us for just to listen, just to hang out. Whether you're chatting, whether you're just kind of sitting back there and chilling, that's kind of what we're there for. By the way, Gaggins, if you're interested, we're giving away a $10 Amazon gift card. If you're interested, !enter to join. And we're going to be giving away on the Discord after this stream here. So if you want to come hang out in the Discord and say what's up, I can meet you for real. And rather than talking to you in all these Discord or these Twitter, there's Twitch chats. My goodness, not Twitter. So we can actually get to meet you a little bit if you're interested, of course. Don't want anyone feeling uncomfortable here. There we go. Let's go. And by the way, just because we haven't done it in a little while here, before we go into the next question here, if you do not see your name on that list here, if your name is nowhere on that list, you need to do me a favor. !enter. Get your name on that list. We're giving away a $10 Amazon gift card after stream. You don't want to miss out. I don't want you to miss out. Discord. You must be in the Discord because if we can't find you, we're gonna give it to someone who's in the call, who's just vibing in the chat. So we're gonna do in the living room VC after the stream is over. So make sure you're there. You just have to be in the Discord. You don't have to be in the call to win. You just have to be in the Discord so we can get a hold of you. So make sure that you have put !enter if you're still hanging out here. I'm sorry, lurkers, if I'm calling you out. That wasn't meant to be. But good to see you, Gaggins. Thanks for joining us today on this lovely stream. Next question for you here. How happy are you right now?
Right now, I would say I'm like definitely on the very much more like positive end of happiness. It's so I think about this question relatively often, like just like throughout my day, probably every single day I think about this question. Like I kind of like pause and I'm like, am I happy? Sometimes like when I'm doing something, like, from like taking a shower and like you just start thinking about things. But I would say that right now I think I'm really happy. I think I'm still in that phase of like hyper appreciation of just the things that I have around me. So whenever like I'm on stream and I have like conversations with people, those moments definitely spark a lot of joy in me because I bounce off of the energy that the other people in there create, and the people that are in my chat are always just so kind. They have such interesting things like to share. They're usually knowledgeable about like certain topics that like I never would have like thought of, and now I'll bring up in conversation with people that I talk to in real life. And so I would say the stream itself is probably like one of my super highlights of just my day to day. Probably the best part. I definitely appreciate like my parents whenever I'm around them, which is like all the time. At least like when I'm not in my bedroom, I spend a lot of time in my room because I have my whole setup here and just a lot of the things that I need. But I think I'm very grateful for a lot of the things that I have in my life. And I don't feel overwhelmed at the moment. I feel like right now, work wise, things have been going very well, which I'm happy about and I'm grateful for. Stream is the biggest variety that I have in my day. When I'm in the flow of like working out daily, or not daily, but like consistently, just a couple times a week, that definitely keeps my mind going. And then again, the family thing. So right now I kind of have all of those boxes checked. Usually when I'm starting to feel off, I notice that some of those things are unchecked. But and I did a couple weeks ago, like I had like just a weekend where I just wasn't feeling great for no specific reason whatsoever that I was able to pinpoint it to. I was just like, I woke up, I like today, it's kind of like the whole like bones, no bones thing. Like it was a day where I was like, I had to bring it up. It was here. But I had to like, it was before I had like, the bones, no bones thing was a thing. It felt like a very much no bones day. Like I was like this, I just don't feel great. And like literally for the rest of the day, like I didn't really have any motivation to do like anything at all. And it kind of carried on for like 2 more days. And then I finally woke up after like day 3 or 4 and I was good again. So I definitely think that emotionally it does go in waves, but I've been kind of on it's usually like a lot of like happiness high point, at least in the current context that I'm in. And then every now and then, like for no reason that I can pinpoint it to, I will still have like, a bad day or just like a sad day where I'm just in my feelings for without any like thought of like, I'm like, oh, this thing is making me sad now. I'm just like, I just don't feel like motivated to kind of do anything and I want to sleep all day. So even when everything is good, like there still are some down days. But I think that if you were to take me out of the situation that I'm in right now, let's say like once I finally, once I move out of where I'm at now and then I'm living alone, I'm no longer around my family as often. I think I think it's going to vary a little bit more. I'm not sure what it's going to be like then. I think I had more sad days when I wasn't living at home. But I also had other things going on in my life. So those things could have been contributing factors. But right now with all the variables, I would say that I'm very happy right now. And like every time like I'm able to answer that question that way, I'm like really like I'm happy for myself in a way. And I'm like I get very grateful for it.
Good. And yeah, you definitely should be definitely a good thing to be grateful for. It's a good thing to step back and be grateful for the good days because it's not always something, not always a way that people look at things. Sometimes we focus so much on the negative and the bad days, and we don't give as much power to the good days and the positive days, the bones days. So yeah, no, I think it's good to appreciate those good positive days. I like how you snuck that in there, by the way, too. That was nice. That was a good one.
It fit.
It definitely fit. Oh my goodness, there was something. Oh, I was also looking at chat here. I saw Gagan's thing about the rough week. Today's been much better. Gagans, I'm so glad you had a better day today. I'm feeling for you though on the rough week. I can definitely relate in the past like week after Who Are You finished. I think because of I knew things was coming to kind of what I thought was kind of a stop, because I think we it was almost like that climax and it's just like, okay, now we've hit that peak and now we can kind of breathe a little bit. We've pulled off the event, it went well. And then after that Who Are You event, it was kind of like, okay, but like what's next? And it really sucked because I think I get stuck so much on being kind of what's next, and I really struggle to like enjoy that moment. And it's hard, like you said, it's good to take gratitude in those days that are good, because it's not always easy to. And I think, yeah, like it's bad days are okay, but always got to keep your head when you do have those good days, is focus on those too. Don't just focus on the bad days too. So yeah, for sure. I'm glad you're feeling better there, Gagans, too, as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The whole kind of balance. Like I definitely, as great as I feel right now, I think it only feels as great as it does because it's not consistently like this. Like I try to appreciate the negative days or the days where I'm not feeling as great, like in conjunction with what I'm feeling now. Because as great as, like I mentioned, everything can be the same as it is now. Sometimes something does get thrown into the mix. But like you said, having the bad days is okay. But I'm just really happy that right now I'm having some good days.
For sure, for sure. Hi, Always. How's it going? If none of you know who Always is, that means that you are not in our Discord. ! Discord, go in there. Always blesses us about like every 1 to 2 weeks and comes in and blasts this amazing message every single time about positivity. And if you're not doing well, to remind yourself that how great you are. Always, you're such a blessing. I'm so glad that you were able to stop in today's stream. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. How's your day going? Also, Always, we have a couple things I need you to do too since you're here. Since you've decided to bless us with your presence, you have 2 things I need you to do. Well, I mean, one thing I need you to do. The second thing you can decide if you want to. The first thing that you need to do is I need you to do ! Enter. We're giving away an Amazon gift card for $10. And if it went to you, I would be very pleasantly happy about it because of how awesome you always are as you always spread the positivity in our Discord. The second thing, if you would like, this is if you'd like, is we have a question of the day. The question of the day today is, what is something that your country is known for? We're trying to get to know people a little bit better today. And that would be something, if you feel comfortable answering that one, we'd love to hear it. If not, that's okay as well. But I do think you should do the ! Enter. Get in that giveaway. We're giving away an Amazon gift card to someone after stream today in the Discord, which I know you're already in. So if you have the time, I'd love to see it. We have a question for you, Jony. Another one from Malty. If you had to choose one lesson / tip from the show today, you would like the viewers to keep in mind and remember, which one would it be? And would you add something to it?
Ooh. So it says like lesson or tip from the show today. It's like something that we've discussed discussed today. I think yeah, I think this came during the talk about losing people, and I think this applies also to relationships that you have, people in general, both platonic, romantic, and anything else. That like the whole all good things come to an end, but more of I feel like that's a kind of a rough way to phrase it. But just because something ends doesn't mean that it wasn't great. So I think that uh, when it comes to someone passing away or losing someone, that obviously is like, if you can look for the moments you appreciate in their lifetime, that can kind of help at least like sit with you a little bit if it gives you any comfort. But also in just relationships that you have with people. If I've been in a couple, I've been in 3 long-term relationships so far in my life. Right now, I'm kind of going through an extended period of time of just doing my own thing for the first time in a while. And so far, I've been kind of focusing on myself. But throughout these 3 relationships, each of them were like, between 1 to 3 years. They, I think they were all, just because they ended, to me does not mean that like I feel like I wasted my time, or I feel like they weren't great, or I was lied to. Luckily, they all ended amicably. So I think that was a pretense for all of this. But I am able to like reflect on those and see them, and I would hope that my past significant others would see it the same way, which I think they do. I'm on good terms with everybody there. As sometimes things can be great, things could work in a certain circumstance, sometimes things don't work, or sometimes things just aren't the same as they used to be. This can also go with regular friendships that you have with people you've grown up with. You could find that as you get older, maybe you don't have the same things in common, or maybe you've just grown in different directions where you don't really find each other's company to be the same as it was when you were growing up. And then sometimes things do remain the same, or things evolve but in the same direction, so you still feel great about them. But I think that just appreciating things for what they are in the moment, even if they do end up turning sour at some point, or they do end up changing at some point, I think it doesn't take away from the good parts of them if you can at least keep that with you. So I would say that is something that I would like to share or have to keep in mind after this.
Awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
Which I think is the perfect kind of rollover into our final question. And before we go, we're gonna do one last little plug on it's my Twitter. That's not the giveaway. What's it called? On the giveaway. So if your name is not on this list, always thanks for joining in that giveaway. I'm glad you love to see it. So if your name is not on there, make sure that you !enter. This is going to be your last chance before we end the stream to put your name in the enter for the giveaway of the $10 Amazon gift card. Once the stream is over, it is closed. Get your butts in the living room Discord VC, because we're going to be spinning the wheel like we do every single time. It's always a fun time watching people get slowly knocked off all the way till there's no one left on there. So if your name is on here, great. Hopefully we'll see you in the voice chat if you have the time. If not, get your name in here. Get your !enter. We're giving away $10 to someone for Amazon. Why not be you? I need this stream and the amazing vibes of you and what you've created. Always stop. You're gonna make me cry. Thank you always. Whenever you come into chat, always in Discord, it's always this perfect time where I needed to hear it. So I'm glad we can kind of do this kind of ping pong kind of effect to each other. It's great. It's much appreciated, for sure. So Jony, we come to the end of the episode here, and I have a question that I ask every single one of the people that are in the same seat as you. And so you're not going to fathom or disappear away from this without this question leaving you as well. And that question is, if you wrote a book about your life up to now, what would the final line say?
Ooh. Can it be something that's kind of a quote from something else?
It can be whatever you choose it to be.
All right. Something that has really stuck with me is, I think this is like I think this may have been like one of like Robin Williams' like last lines in like a movie release, but in like Night at the Museum 3, I think this is where Ben Stiller says, like, I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then Robin Williams' character, which is like Teddy Roosevelt, says, how exciting. That's like something that has definitely stuck with me a lot. Kind of the excitement in like the unknown, the endless possibilities, kind of shying away from the fear of what can happen, or embracing the fear and saying like, hey, like, you know, anything can happen. Let's like that. I think that's a truly exciting thing that I may not have viewed the same way before I'd at least heard this. So yeah, probably that little tidbit of conversation.
I love that. A beautiful line and beautiful movie, and also a wonderfully beautiful creator here. This has been Jonysays. Chat, can you please follow Malty's and Tig's leadership of spamming that love for me. This has been Jony or Jonysays, whatever you may know him as, on Connections. First off, I want to thank you, Jony, for spending your time with us. We've been talking here for almost about 3 hours here, for being so open, for being vulnerable, for talking about your family, for telling us about your traumatic events, your understanding of saying no, and everything else in between, and your understandings and kind of life and what you've learned from. If you guys haven't already, !guest, as Tiggs and Multi have thrown in there, will give you Jony's Twitch channel. Go follow if you have not already. If you haven't already, I mean, I think this friendship here is just not gonna work. But go follow Jony on Twitch. Go hit up, if you haven't already, !enter, get in that giveaway. Also, !Discord, come on the Discord. We're gonna be hanging out there. If you want to be in the giveaway, that's great. If you don't want to be in the giveaway, you just want to hang out and chill with us, well, we'll be in the voice chat after, in about probably like 15 to 20 minutes after the raid, because we want to go spread that love to the person we're raiding. However, this is the part of the show, Jony, where I give you the floor. It's your turn to shout out, to do whatever you'd like to do, whatever you'd like to say to anyone, whether it's a shout out, whether it's just kind of saying hi, whatever it may be. The floor is yours. Have at it while I go and find us a raid.
All right. Well, first, I really want to say, like, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it so much. I am so stoked with like how we met. You literally just stumbled across my stream, and we were like, "Hey, this is a thing that happens." And then we talked a little bit, and we made it here, which I'm super happy about. I'm glad that we covered some really cool topics. I love getting kind of deep into these types of conversations, and I feel like it's also kind of picking at my own brain, but I also get to hear other people's perspectives. I got to hear your perspective and some people's in chats. And that's something that definitely really like drives me. And I feel like I thrive the most in that kind of environment or that kind of conversation. So I get to understand myself a little bit better, which I feel like I got to do today. There's one thing that I can say to people here, if whatever, this is something that was kind of inspired by a friend of mine, who I have not seen him in years, but like every couple of weeks or months, like I'll just get a text at any time that's just like, hey, I just wanted to know that I love you. And I am reminded of like, hey, taking a moment to just share someone that you care about, that you may not express the appreciation that often, just kind of sending that, hey, just letting you know, I care about you. Just that one little reminder thing. If you have anyone in your life that you feel like you don't express that enough to, or a lot to, that you do feel that way about, I encourage you to send that text message whenever. But yeah, that's kind of all I have.
Sure, that's a beautiful message. It's a beautiful message. For sure is check up on your friends, check up on the people that maybe you don't see day to day, or you haven't had time to kind of, or you haven't, like, you've been a little busy, and maybe just a quick little text, hey, I hope you're doing well. That can be all it is. Hey, I love you. If that's the kind of comfort you want to do in there,
of course, yeah,
that relationships or thing. But yeah, like something of that sense is definitely a good thing to put there. We're going to raid someone who I've never seen before. This person is brand new to me. I've never met them. They have no interactions with them. However, as we do with every single stream, what's up, Swiggy? How's it going? Good to see you. Is that we try and raid and make a new friend. And this is all about human connection, this podcast. This is all about kind of getting to meet some new people, getting to make some sort of connection, I guess, if you will, if you want to play on the pun a little bit longer. But this person is named Andy Righteous, I think is his name. We have a raid message, ! Yeah, Swiggy, if you're around, we're doing a giveaway for $10 on Amazon if you want to join. ! Enter ! Discord to get in the Discord before we sign out here. But I want to thank everyone for coming in today and hanging out with us, meeting this lovely creator, Jonysays. Whether you stuck in for the whole time or just a few minutes, it's been lovely to talk to you, getting to hear where all of you come from the question of the day, hearing places like Brazil, Monaco, the USA a couple times, Canada a couple times. It was really funny to see what you guys thought of the question of the day for what your country is known for. It was great. It was awesome. So yeah, I appreciate that. It's great to see you though. If you want to come hang out with us, Swigus, would love to get you in the Discord call after too, if you have some time. If not, no problem at all. However, my name is Bren. This is Connections, and I will see you next Tuesday when we interview Wreck-It Raven, our first ever Twitch partner on Connections, which I'm very, very excited for. A big staple in the Twitch Do Better movement. So it would be someone who, if maybe it's like this is your first one you've ever seen before, it'll be a great second episode to watch. Yes. So thank you, Jony. Thank you for your time. Thank you, chat, for your time, for spending this with us today. Hello, Nikki. I'm sorry, Nikki. I love to see you, but unfortunately we are rating out. But I do appreciate you. If you want to come hang out, we're gonna be in the Discord. We're gonna give away a $10 Amazon gift card. If you have a quick second here before we rate out, !enter, get in that entry. If not, it's not your thing. You can always just come hang out with us. Go say hi to Andy Righteous. Go spread that love. Go spam that love in that chat, in a sense. And that is all for me. I will see you next Tuesday. You guys take care. Stay well. Drink some water. Peace out.